After a very long, taxing, and intense NBA season, we finally reached the NBA playoffs in 2025, and how fitting that we're recording this on the 1 year anniversary of our very first episode. Well, recording the very first episode. But it's just crazy, like a big full circle moment. Our first ever episode was predicting the NBA playoffs, and as you could tell by the title and thumbnail, that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. You're going to get our full brackets. All three of us uniquely have our playoff picks, who we think is going to be hoisting the Larry O'Brien at the end of the year, and it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of exciting times, guys. How we doing today? It's episode 53. We're starting year 2 of shows.
You could go first.
We're good, man. We're good. Look here, it does not feel like a full year of recording podcasts, I have to say, and I guess that's because we're having a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, time goes by when you're having fun.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Anthony's not having fun though.
No.
I'm having fun.
I have so much fun. I have so much fun throwing my Oreos at Gio every Tuesday.
That is wild.
Throwing
Today's
my
Monday.
throwing my fruit snacks at him. Like we did a few hours.
Genuinely have no
First of
idea.
all.
Bro's having food fights in
Yeah,
the Great Big
yeah.
2025.
I did eat like 10 of his Oreos, so I can't lie
Yes,
about that.
exactly.
I mean, they're there to be eaten, so like, you know,
Somebody's got to do
Gio.
it.
sounds like a skill issue
You
to
know,
me.
somebody's got to get it done. I'm that guy. you know?
Also, shout out y'all for flaming the fuck out of Antoine on his birthday post. We had someone say like 26 years old is crazy. What was it like watching?
yeah.
They said, what was it like watching Dolph Shays
Yeah.
play? Like,
I did not watch Dolph Shays play.
He watched John Monken play.
yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
I don't even know who that is.
So,
Yes, you do.
You definitely know who. He's a TFS legend.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
you know, obviously, Gio, since you love doing playoff predictions, we're also going to be reacting to previous predictions we made at the beginning of the season.
Let's go.
We're going to be reacting to our predictions of the standings, both the East and the West, from earlier on. And
Oh,
you
I know Gio's in for a bad one.
Are you kidding me?
It's a score. It's based on a scoring system. We have our own rules that will show when the time comes, and
Exciting.
that will be that. You'll see who knows the most ball and who doesn't know any ball.
You know it's me.
What? Which one?
You had the Sixers in third.
Okay, shut up.
You had the Sixers going to the finals.
Yeah. What the hell?
You did.
No, he did.
You're
I didn't-
so
No, it's
canceled.
definitely
Nah, it
you.
was him.
That was definitely you.
Check it
So
again.
canceled.
It was him.
But yeah, so essentially we have a very big jam-packed episode to start off year 2 of the Floor Spacer podcast. We're going to also be revealing our picks for our 2025 NBA awards, which you'll see, and we had a couple other news stories to cover as well. So if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Get us to 6,000 subscribers as soon as possible. If we could try and get there before the NBA Finals ends, that would be lovely. So I think that's the goal we'll set. If you're on Spotify audio platforms, give us 5 stars, answer the polls, all that good stuff, yada, yada, yada. Follow our socials, which you can see down in the description below. Our personal ones are right here. Get Gio to 1 million Instagram followers. And we're almost done with the Discord. I'm just trying to find more time to work on it because I've just been editing all week. So hopefully by next week it will be out. So we apologize for the delay on that. And guys, do we have anything else to say before we dive right into the first segment?
Let's roll. All right, guys. We're going to get into usually the first part of the offseason for teams regarding for coaching searches, which is the firing. And we're going to start off with 2 of them. One is a coach, one is an exec. We're going to start off with the coach, which we've been talking about for quite some time now, unfortunately, because just of the situation this team is in. Just today, you'll be seeing this on Wednesday. This happened today on Monday, of course. Suns fired Mike Budenholzer after his first season as head coach, and they will be again dipping their toes into the coaching search for their 4th head coach in 3 or 4 years.
4 years.
4 years.
Because they fired Monty Williams at the end of the 2023 season. They hired Frank Vogel that offseason. Then they fired Frank Vogel after last season. And then they hired Mike Budenholzer this past offseason and then just fired him now. So they just finished paying Monty Williams this season, I believe, which means at the beginning of next season, they're going to be paying 3 head coaches. And Mike Budenholzer had the 8th highest paid contract this year among coaches.
Yeah.
He's owed, I think 10 mil over the next
He got
4
5.
years.
Yeah.
So my guy's going to be making double salary if he gets hired again.
That's crazy. It's like a charity organization. They're just
Really
giving away
is.
money.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Donations.
It's just Matt Ishbia. Remember, we've talked about this since we started the show. I've even been talking to him about it before we started the show. that he's just uber aggressive with everything, and it just blows up in his face.
He might win Executive of the Year if he, stays at this pace.
Well, I'm surprised why James Jones doesn't go with him for being GM. I think he's overstayed his time, like the other guy we'll get into after this. But I guess the coaching I guess he just blames the coaching. I mean, I don't think Bud really had anything to work with this team. They didn't really give him much. And a week and a half in, we were like, okay, this team's going to be good. But clearly, we were kind of getting
I didn't say that. You said that.
No, remember we were saying they were getting hot? You were saying, okay, these sounds really... Yeah, you did.
Never said that. Pull up the receipts.
Yeah, we had...
The whole time, I'm like, yeah, they're going to die out. I knew it the whole time.
Right.
Like you, Anthony, I knew it the whole time.
Yeah, you knew from the
that's
beginning.
fine. But yeah, listen, I mean, a lot of their moves just going into the season were, besides Ryan Dunn, were a little interesting. And then we know Katie's getting moved this offseason. We don't know who to. We don't know what for. And that's kind of the gist of it. But I think the consensus for all of us is that Bud definitely got the brunt end of the stick. We kind of saw this coming just because of how bad their season went. And
It was terrible.
now they're looking for another coach. Maybe they go away from the veteran path and hire a rookie head coach because clearly the vets of Monty, Vogel, and Bud clearly were not working.
Yeah, but they're just gonna fire. They're just gonna fire the rookie coach.
Yeah, I know.
They're on a dangerous path, and we'll put a tweet on the screen right now from BGN. Shout out him, and it was just a list of Matt Ishbia since he took over the Suns from Robert Sarver. He traded for Beal's bad contract with the no trade clause. Wow. He fired Monty Williams, fired Frank Vogel after one season, fired Mike Budenholzer after one season. He missed the playoffs this season. He has no draft capital because he gave them all away to get Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal, and they have no cap space. They have the highest payroll in the NBA this season. So, like...
Historically bad.
Exactly. He's bitten off a lot more than he can chew. You know when you go to a buffet and you're, like, starving and you bring back, like, a full plate of food and you only eat, like, a quarter of it?
Yep.
That's basically what Matt Ishbia has done ever since he, took complete control over the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
And they're just an embarrassment. Like, they have been one of the... There's been, like, 2 or 3 really disappointing teams this season. They've definitely been one of them. And... I really don't know what their plan is from here because you're definitely not getting what you got for KD when you trade him. So you're going to be taking back probably like a first-round pick, maybe 2, depending on James Jones' negotiation skills. Because I don't really think much of this is his fault necessarily. I think this has been heavily pushed by Matt Ishbia.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Look, if I'm Bud, I'm happy I'm out of there, man.
Oh yeah.
And I'm still getting paid, so it's like, dude,
chilling.
I couldn't ask for anything better.
Get
me out of this crap show, and continue to pay me. I'm all for it.
How does that feel if you're Bud? Because obviously this team is in a complete and total downfall.
Yeah.
You're getting paid by them for not working, and literally 3 years ago you beat them in the finals. That's crazy. He's literally done so much against the Phoenix Suns, both with and without being there.
Yeah, he owns them.
He really does. It's just like Harrison Barnes with the Warriors. He just had a game winner a couple days ago.
He did.
And shot them out of the 2016 series. So
yeah.
But unfortunate for Bud. He'll get another job. I think
absolutely.
There's definitely spots he can land, like Memphis, New York, presumably if Tibbs gets fired.
Yep.
There's spots that I think he can wind up.
Yeah, or if he just hang it up after that. He's up there.
But let's get into the next news story, though.
Yeah. So this is an exec. Quite shocking. I don't really think this was coming from my end, but the Pelicans moved on from David Griffin, Cleveland Cavaliers exec legend. He's no longer the GM for them anymore. And they will start or president of the basketball ops, I think whatever, chief operating officer. He was a lot of
It's basically
titles.
the same role. It's just different title depending on what team wants to have what role for what, position.
Yeah, but Willie Green stays. So clearly this is not all on Willie Green according to Pelicans front office. It's all on David Griffin. So the Pelicans lose Trajan Langdon last year, makes a winner in Detroit in a year. David Griffin makes the Pelicans a loser in a year. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the gist of it. Yeah. I guess. So, I guess the guy succeeding him, if he stayed, would have been Langdon probably. Yeah. Or
what do you think about the firing, though? Do you think it's justified?
I think he overstayed his time there a little bit. He was there for a long time.
He was there for a year.
A year?
For a year.
Griffin?
Trajan Langdon, I thought, was the GM.
No, I think he's in the Pistons.
No.
Oh, he was the assistant. Yeah, but still,
Langdon.
he's been there for a while.
Griffin's been there for a while too.
It's hard because the AD trade was bad, obviously, but he requested out, so there's really nothing you could do about it. The draft capital you got back was not awful. Obviously, you get Zion Williamson.
Right.
You bring in all these guys over the years, and I thought they were a decently run franchise. It's just the problem is the whole roster kept getting hurt every single year, and what do? You panic pivot, and that's when you go trade for DeJounte Murray, and he only played like 20 games or however many he played, and lateral moves like CJ McCollum was just not what you needed.
And then you trade away
Dyson Daniels, They was
but they still have great players, fallback
do.
options. Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Jordan Hawkins.
but you still got to pay. You got to pay these guys, and if they're only going to be healthy for 30 games a year, is it really worth keeping them?
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll throw a tweet on the screen from Shams Charania because right now the Pelicans are in intense talks with Joe Dumars to become the next president of basketball operations. Now he's currently working for the league office, so he'll leave that job and obviously come back there.
I love that.
And I don't know because was he the guy that drafted Darko Milicic in 2003?
For Detroit.
I'm pretty sure he was the guy that drafted Darko Milicic.
He may have been
over Wade and Carmelo. So
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's kind of a red flag. But I don't think that would be an awful decision. There's definitely worse candidates out there, Calvin Booth. But very interesting kind of, just kind of looking at the scope into it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that Willie Green doesn't get the brunt end of it because I don't think it's his fault. The injuries, the real people that should be fired is the whole strength and conditioning team and all those doctors that diagnose these injuries that, not the doctors, the strength and conditioning. Because
they're part of it. They are. Well, team doctors don't focus on like strength and conditioning. That's up to the training staff. They'll determine who's fit to play.
Yeah. But yeah, those guys, it's a rough year for them.
What are your thoughts on this, Gio?
Yeah, I mean, those are my thoughts.
That thing? Yeah, it's very minor move, but not so minor. They're going to bring in somebody new.
Yeah.
Calvin Booth, get ready to learn by you, buddy.
Yeah, Calvin Booth is trash.
Yeah, okay.
But
If he goes there.
I do think Joe Dumars would be helpful, I think. Even though he did draft Darko.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. That was him.
Oh,
But he was also there, I'm pretty sure, you can fact check me on this, he was there for those Pistons championships.
He was.
In 2005,
Yeah.
right? And obviously he played on the Pistons and won a championship himself.
There's something about drafting a bust and then winning a championship, because the Warriors did it with James Wiseman.
Yes.
They drafted him, they win a chip the year after.
Right.
The Pistons draft Darko Milicic, they win a chip the year after.
Right.
So who's going to be like the next like random bust
Yeah.
that leads to a championship?
Cooper Flagg.
No.
No.
We haven't had one in like
Coop.
quite a while, actually, for being honest.
Could you imagine Coop
It
was a bust?
It's got to be James Wiseman, 2020.
It'll be Wiseman. That's it. Yeah.
He's the one.
Everything else so far has been okay.
Everyone else has been fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah.
For a short period of time, we thought it was Scoot, but he's gotten himself back
I don't
up.
know. We'll see about
Scoot's
Scoot.
been fine.
We'll see.
He's been all right.
Yeah, I'm glad.
We'll see about him.
I'm glad he brought up Scoot because that transitions us into the last topic. We're ending it on good news.
Elite segue. Let's go.
Elite segue for Scoot and his team he plays for, the Trailblazers, because their head coach Chauncey Billups just got a multi-year extension to lead that team. Somebody that we were unsure would make it out of the season beginning because of how awful they were, but they quickly turned it around mid-season and finished at a very decent record for their liking. Denny Avdia improved tremendously for them. All their rookies from last year, including Scoot, Tamati Kamara, Klingon, all showed progress for Chauncey this year. And this is just the start for him and his team. And we could see the next coming of maybe the Thunder in a few years.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, to be fair, the Thunder were ass until like 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but I did a little bit of a quick receipt checking. Gio was the one that predicted Chauncey to be the first coach fired.
Ooh,
So
Gio.
there you go, man.
Why we gotta do this?
So
bro?
what? Okay, so from now with this trend, the first coach fired every year, Gio Picks is going to get an extension at the end of the year.
Insane.
I just find it crazy how the three coaches that were fired this year, like during the season, obviously not counting Bud, were three we just wouldn't have expected.
Yeah.
Mike Brown,
No.
Taylor Jenkins, Michael Malone. That's crazy.
No.
Like we expected all three of them to just comfortably be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. And Good for Chauncey Billups because I know there was a lot of noise about him going back to Denver potentially because the Blazers had a team option on Chauncey Billups, so they determined his fate. They obviously agreed to an extension the way they've been playing. I still don't fully believe in him as a long-term head coach for a championship. He's going to be the guy that kind of leads them as far as they can get.
Right.
And then when you're really ready to, like when Shaedon Sharp's in his prime,
Yeah.
I think because I believe in him a lot. I think he can take
Wow.
a massive leap.
So you think he's that franchise player?
I think he is,
You
yes.
think
Yeah.
he's that SGA for the Thunder?
But, and I wouldn't say SGA because he plays differently, but like he just
When
needs,
he's healthy.
he needs to just focus more on his body because he gets injured a lot, and this was
Yeah.
his first healthy season.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think they could work with this.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And
So they need that. So you don't think Chauncey can do it?
no,
So he's kind of like that Mark Jackson transferring, or
think of it.
from
Think
Mark
of it.
Jackson to Steve Kerr for the Warriors.
I wouldn't say that because Mark Jackson's a really good coach. Think of it like in Brooklyn, Kenny Atkinson before Steve Nash, except the Blazers would hopefully hire a better coach than Steve Nash.
Okay.
Just someone that can kind of take you far. Because I think Kenny's a great coach. It's just the problem for me was that like the end of the Brooklyn tenure, his rotations were just beyond me. We were losing games we shouldn't have. Even without KD and Kyrie, we were clawing into the playoffs as the 7th seed rather than being comfortably in.
Right.
So, but yeah, congrats to Chauncey Billups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have any sort of final thoughts? Gio, do you have anything to share on
Nothing.
Chauncey?
But love the guy, rooting for him. That's all I got to say about him.
Knicks legend.
Exactly, yeah.
No.
So, Gio, let me ask you this. Are you ready to react to some predictions?
Oh, I'm ready.
You're gonna
Let's jump
lose,
into it.
buddy.
Are you kidding me?
You're gonna.
I have the best
lose.
list in this podcast.
All right.
All right.
You'll
Let's
see.
go.
Well, let's find out. All right, boys. Like I said before, it's the end of the season, which means it's time to see how we did predicting the Eastern Conference and Western Conference standings. It's time to see who reigns supreme with the predictions. Now, we did this for the NBA Cup back in, December-ish, kind of around there.
Summer.
And I came out victorious after a late heroic comeback over Antoine. So you came in last time, Gio.
Nah.
So-
what happened was
It was the
about to
wind.
get
It was the
into
wind. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's okay. You know, he had a little bit of a knee injury.
Yeah.
He had a turf toe. He had the whole shebang.
Yeah. One of
So
those.
it's okay. It's fine. So what we're gonna go through Western Conference, Eastern Conference. We'll go through just blocks of 5, just because it was just how the table fit on the screen, and we'll see how we did. So guys, are we ready to get into it?
Let's cook, bro.
All right. So on the screen right now, you're going to see our other overlay. I'll probably throw Caruso Davis or something on the screen again, just for y'all to see, because he's a legend of the channel. And are you ready to get into the first slide?
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. So we're going to start off in the West, like I had mentioned previously, and we're going to go through the eliminated teams. So on the left, in the black box, you're going to see the final standings. This is how everything turned out. And on the right is all 3 of our predictions. And guys, we are not off to a great start.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Oh, yo, Anthony, you're a dog, bro.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Also, I totally forgot to mention the rules for this because I forgot to do that. If you get a prediction spot on, you get 3 points. If you're 1 spot off, you get 1 point. And if you're more than 1 spot off, you get 0.
Yeah.
Because that's just how it works.
Holy.
So, Antoine, swing and a miss on this entire eliminated
Wow.
section.
We were really low on the Warriors.
We were not far off of each
mean-
other, though. We had, like,
The Warriors were supposed to be. The Warriors were bad.
They
until
were.
They got Jimmy Butler, so it was on pace to being correct.
Even the Clippers.
we were high on the Pelicans, it seems.
We were. Yes.
we were.
We were.
we were very low
We
on
just
the Clippers.
assumed they would be healthy.
Yeah, and the same thing. I assumed Kawhi wasn't going to play.
Oh, Tyler Clippers in 14.
Yeah.
Wow.
I hold
That's
my hands up.
insane.
That was a bad one. I'm not my
I
finest
mean, we
work.
had Clippers in 12, so it's not that
Yeah.
not
no,
that
it's
good
not
either.
that
Nothing
bad.
to brag about there.
Tyler got
Exactly.
Spurs.
Yeah,
Spot on.
I got the Spurs
That's
spot
good.
on in 13th. I got a little lucky because Wemby got injured and
Yeah.
Fox got injured, and then Joe, you were 1 spot off on the Spurs, so you were
was.
able to get yourself a point.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
So
Might
yeah,
need that.
standings after the first block. I'm in first with 3 points. Gio's in second with 1 point, and then Antoine, right where he belongs, in last place, 0 points.
Hey, listen. If you look
We're not
at the
including that,
the list upside down, I'm in first place.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, but that's not how we're doing this. So I guess just tough shit. So are you ready to get into the next block of
go.
teams? So this is the play-in teams and 6th place.
Yeah.
And here was how it turned out.
Damn.
And guys, it's not getting any better. I'm not gonna lie. So
Damn.
look, the West was so stacked that everyone was separated by like half a game. Things could have happened in any sort of way, shape, or form.
Yo, Tyler, you were super high on the Suns, bro.
Look, bro.
So was I. They're
don't-
not even here.
Antoine's got
Yo,
nothing higher than
Antoine.
that.
Even the
Yo.
I put the Rockets in because Ime. I was
Put
not
the
high
Rockets
on
low
Ime.
too.
Yeah.
Damn, we
Look, bro, I just don't
low.
want to talk about it. It's fine. It's okay.
Wow.
You suck,
So,
bro.
yeah, Antoine, you're on strike too, buddy. Like, I don't know what else to tell you here. Gio, you swung and a missed.
did.
I got lucky. The Grizzlies were one spot off, so I managed to claw 1 point
Lucky,
from this section. And yeah, I mean, look, there's certain places that we can't really blame ourselves for. Like if the Mavericks didn't trade Luka, they'd probably
Right.
be a lot higher. And yeah, man. Aside from that, just really, really embarrassing. We all had the Lakers in the play-in, but then again, they were supposed to be there.
Yes.
Yeah.
But because Nico Harrison's a dumbass,
Yeah.
things change differently. Things
Yeah, man.
happen, and you just got to swallow that pill.
There's a lot that happened that we just couldn't really predict.
The top of the list will be better for us, though.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so, bro. You have the Suns up there.
I do, but
not gonna look good.
See.
I think I might
So-
give plus another 1 point here.
So standings after the second round, I am in first with 4 points. I got myself another one. Gio still in second with 1, and Antoine still right where he belongs at the bottom of the list with a
Said you
clean
belong at the bottom.
0
What can I say about
points.
that?
So,
That's his NBA Cup prediction standings.
well, it's going to say different on the thing.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
forgot
okay.
to change it. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, we're ready to get into the top 5 teams in the West. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Guys, it's still not really that good. We're still kind of struggling
I got
here.
one.
But can we talk about Anthony Cavino putting the Phoenix Suns in 2025 in 4th place in the Western Conference?
Well,
I put the Pelicans at 5.
The Mavs are in 4th for
Oh my God,
Gio.
you did, yeah.
Okay, the Mavs are in 3rd for you.
Yeah, but again,
Mavs were good. They
were.
went to the finals last year.
we didn't expect him to trade Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the first week of the season, Antoine said his famous quote about Phoenix: "They're too good to be bad."
No, I said it about the Cavs too.
You said it about both of them.
Then the Cavs I was right on.
Yeah.
But look, the Phoenix Suns are too bad to even be bad. They're just ass.
Damn.
But
I'm on the board
Yeah,
though.
you got another +3. That's insane.
I tried to tell y'all the Thunder were going to finish first. You just didn't listen.
Yeah. No, we didn't.
No, but you guys did put them in second, so you do get 1 point. I wound up getting 3 points for that.
Crazy work.
And yeah, man, none of us saw the Rockets coming up this high. The
Nope.
Lakers got
Did you put the Cavs
there.
at 1?
Hmm?
For the Eastern Conference, did you put Cavs
You're
at
just gonna
1?
have to find
I
out.
don't
and
even
see.
Yo, I hope you did
You're just
not
gonna have
do
to
that.
see, bro. But and yeah, look, we all put the Clippers in 14th and 12th, and they wound up in 5th.
Yeah.
Good lord, that is an embarrassing one. That is probably my worst prediction of all time, like, bar none. But yeah, the West, I'm not gonna lie, the West was a shit show.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's part of the job. We're gonna get things wrong. We're gonna embarrass ourselves a little bit. So here are the standings after the Western Conference.
Wow.
So I expand my lead to 5. I'm in first with 7 points. Gio is in second with 2. Finally, after 18 years, Antoine's on the board.
I think we'll do better with the East.
I think so because the East is a lot less competitive. It's a
Yeah.
lot more predictable of what was going to happen.
Except for the Sixers.
Just any sort of final thoughts, comments on the West? Anything you have to say?
No, let's move.
All right, let's get into the Eastern Conference. We're going to start with the bottom 5 teams, and here we go.
Give me that 3
So-
points, baby.
Somehow, again, it
Lord.
was clear as day that the Wizards were going to finish in last place. I don't know
the
why
Nets.
you put the Nets there. That's crazy.
Boy.
But yeah, so basically, since we scored more points in this round, I'll kind of just break it down for the Spotify viewers. So Gio gets +3 for the Wizards, and he gets +1 for the Hornets because he was 1 spot off, as do I. Antoine only gets +1 for the Wizards because he was 1 spot off. Crazy. We all have the Pistons down here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nuts, bro.
I had the Pistons the highest. I did.
You
Both of
Antoine
us.
did,
Me
yeah.
and you at
Oh,
11.
Anthony. Yeah, you did.
Not bad, though. The Nets
Not
finished
bad.
outside of there. We're just not going to talk about where we all placed Philly.
Yes.
Yikes,
So
bro.
that's just, again, it's just
So
unfortunate.
yikes,
If they had one of the best off seasons and they
They did.
wound up being the other disappointing team along with Phoenix. But I told you, Gio, you have to believe in the Atlanta Hawks. They're always a playing team. They're the epitome
I
of
know.
mid.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just not a believer, though. But we'll see.
Yeah, it is what it is. And obviously, I was a little low on the Bulls. I thought they would blow it up a lot sooner. I also didn't think they were going to be playing this well this late into the season. But
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is. So after round 4, I am in first place with 11 points. Gio's in second with 4. Antoine's still just embarrassing himself more and
And all
more.
that crap, Anthony.
Yo,
What happened?
Gio, bro, your Philly pick over here is gonna look so bad.
Okay, buddy.
He's still above you right now.
Yeah, he is. I gotta beat Gio.
You want to make a bet right now?
No.
No. I don't know what we have. I'm not betting anything.
You got to bet on yourselves, bro.
All right. How much? What are we betting? That you buzz your
Nothing.
head?
No.
That you're buzzing your head.
I'm not buzzing my
That's crazy.
Nobody agreed to that.
All right,
All right,
so you're
let's
not going to bet anything.
No,
You're
let's
just going to wimp
Let's shake
out.
on it.
No, Gio, go
All right.
away.
All right, fair. All right, we're ready to get into the next round of the East.
Let's do it.
This is the penultimate round. This is the play-in /6 seed. And here were the picks.
Give me that.
Oh, I'm cooking.
No, you're not.
You're really
You're
not.
cooking
You
a
kind of
little
did.
bit.
I'm cooking.
So Antoine gets 1 point for the Raptors as they were in 11th place. You guys both got the Bulls spot on.
Let's
So
go.
congrats to y'all on that.
Need
And
that.
then Antoine also got +1 for the Bucks because they finished in 5th place.
No, I don't get one for the Raptors. Only you two get one for
I
the
said
Raptors.
Gio got one for the
Oh,
Raptors.
Gio, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
As-
pretty low in the Cavs.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yo.
You're such an L.
That-
I'm still not
Crazy.
a Believeland, bro. I'm not a believer.
Yeah, but 8th place? What
Yes,
the hell's
bro.
that?
I hate the Cavs.
That's crazy. But
I don't know
8th
why I hate
place.
the Cavs, but I do.
8th
Yo,
place.
me and Gio with the Bulls.
Let's go. We locked in.
The one team that took down the Dynasty Warriors is the one he, for some reason, hates the most. It's diabolical. But I wound up getting 1 point for the Raptors because they finished in 11th. I actually got the Hawks and Magic spot on next to each other. They were just one spot too low. So
Yeah.
I told you all the Magic were going to finish in the play-in, though.
Good point.
So
Yeah.
now, granted, a lot of injuries happen. That's probably why. But you know what? I don't make the rules. I just follow them.
Indeed.
So after the penultimate round,
Kind of did make these rules, though.
nah, we was a collaborative
It was
effort.
collaborative.
It was a collaborative effort. So after the second to last round, I am still in first with 14 points. Gio is in double digits with 10. Antoine still right where he belongs at the bottom of
I
the
need
list.
5 to get ahead of Gio. I think I can do
Where'd
it.
you put the Knicks, bro?
I think they're in third.
Oh.
Oh, I have to see.
I think they're in
I
third.
think I put them in second.
These are our top 5 teams. We're about to find out where we place them all. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Here they are.
Crap.
Oh,
So-
no. I didn't cook
Yo,
Gio.
Tyler cooked here. He got plus
3
6.
for the Bucks. Knicks.
Yeah, bro.
Crap,
Celtics.
Tyler.
So,
Oh, I
G-
had Cavs in
so Gio, you get 1 point for getting the Knicks in 4th. You're one
Two.
spot off.
I got 2.
And then you got 1 point for the Celtics. I see you got 1 point for the
Oh,
Knicks. So
okay.
1 point for the Knicks. You got 1 point for the Celtics because they finished in second. Antoine had the Celtics, Knicks, and Pacers, again, all in order, just one spot too high.
Yeah.
As for myself, I nailed the Bucks in 5th. And honestly, from what I remember, I didn't know where to place them. I just kind of picked a random spot.
Got lucky,
Knicks in 4th, Cavs in 2nd. I'm telling you, man, I know they didn't finish in 2nd, but I knew they were going to be a lot better this season
How did you know that?
because Kenny Atkinson.
Simply just because of him?
Yeah, because I saw what he did with Jared Allen in Brooklyn. I knew he was going to ignite Evan Mobley.
Okay.
So I
Oh.
believed in that regard.
Both of you with your Sixers picks.
Yo, shut
Look,
up,
we're just
bro.
not going to talk about it. It's just, it's water under the bridge at this point. And obviously, we all had great reason to put the Celtics in first.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and they still, the fact that they won 61 games and finished in second is actually impressive.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, but yeah, so you're ready to see the final standings.
I know I didn't beat Gio.
So here are the final standings. So I finished in first with 20 points. Gio in second with 12 points. Antoine could not even reach double digits. Absolutely embarrassing.
You even reached double
Listen,
digits, bro.
if you flip that board, I'm in first place.
Yeah, Anthony, can you hold something for me, bro?
You want to make a W?
Nah, bro. You don't deserve that W.
Wow.
That was an
All right.
embarrassment.
My goal next year is get to double digits. that is the thing.
Honestly, those
Sorry,
expectations are about where the Knicks are at. So
Yikes.
it kind of makes a lot of sense. But
All right.
overall thoughts, boys, on y'all's performances.
Oof.
Thought I was going to get first, but turns out Tyler knows more ball than me.
I wasn't confident the whole year.
I think we'll be a lot more improved next year. I think we'll see those a lot more closer.
Yeah.
I think.
Bro, the West was just rough.
The West was, yeah.
The West was just
It
diabolical.
was all over the place, man.
It really was, though, because for a multitude of reasons, the
Yeah.
West was just ass.
Like the
Yeah.
Warriors shouldn't have been that good.
The Lakers
They didn't get
shouldn't have been
Jimmy.
that good.
Lakers,
Yep.
Exactly.
Mavericks should have been better. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
that happened.
And we didn't expect the Nuggets to kind of fall apart the way they have.
Exactly.
So
Towards the end, yeah.
it is what it is. But I'm glad, I'm glad I was able to prove you wrong in the regular season, at least, about the Cleveland Cavaliers. So
Can I make a really quick, bold prediction?
go for it.
The Denver Nuggets are going to win the finals.
Okay.
Oh
Russell
my
Westbrook will be the
God!
reason why they
Please
win.
end the segment.
And when Russell
And I'm not saying he's going to be the finals MVP. I'm just saying he's going to be the reason why they win. Kind of like a Bruce Brown type of guy. He was like a huge part of that win in the finals. Russ is going to be that guy. I'm telling you right now, Jokic is still going to get the MVP, but it's going to be because of Russ.
When the Nuggets,
you will see, mark my words, they're playing very good basketball right now.
okay,
Ever since the fire of Malone, I don't know if you've
hold
been
on.
watching, playing very good basketball.
when the Nuggets get swept in the second round and Russ is the main problem for that reason,
Shut
we'll
up,
talk
bro.
About it, and we'll talk about it here.
when Russ drops 15 turnovers against OKC.
That's impossible.
I'm talking about for a whole series.
Whole series.
It's not going to happen.
Okay, yeah. This is some intense copium he's going through right now. But obviously, we'll find out if Gio was being serious or not about his Nuggets pick later when we do our playoff predictions. But yeah, man. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased in saying I'm happy with my performance because, I did wind up coming out on top. I did a lot better than I thought I would, though. Obviously, I underperformed in the West, just like kind of all of us. And then
Yeah.
on the East, man, that Cavs pick
Yeah.
feels good. Feels
time.
great.
Yeah.
Although the Bucks pick was more impressive because I actually got
was.
that right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think worst prediction. I'm trying to think. What's? I think your Sixers pick
Sixers,
might be
bro.
worse than my Clippers
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, I think it's doable.
my Sixers pick was almost as bad as yours, but I had them third instead of second.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had him
exactly.
second. Yeah.
So, but yeah, it is what it is. Maybe next year if we tweak these rules a bit, maybe we can do like you get points based on like how far off you were. Like if you were 3 spots off, you get +3 or -3.
Yeah.
Depending on if they were like bad or good.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know down in the comments what ideas you guys have for us to utilize because we will take any sort of feedback.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that concludes our reaction to our 2024-25 NBA standings predictions. Obviously, tune in October when we do this again for 25-26 season.
Yep.
And without further ado, lads, let's get into the next segment. Into the next segment we go. So about a month ago, we went out to Tankathon. Shout out to Tankathon. They actually commented, I think, on our video when we did the draft lottery update. So shout out to Tankathon for that. And, oh, no, they didn't know. Sorry. They actually liked my tweet. Shout out to Tankathon for that. Yeah.
Okay.
But shout out Hoop Goat and Legends Productions because they did show love on that video. But we took a look about a month ago about the draft lottery standings and where everyone was at, kind of like that, where Cooper Flagg could wind up and so on and so forth. Now that the season's over, we're going to do our final update before the actual lottery. And on the screen right now, you'll be able to see the full lottery picks 1 to 14. And this is the final sort of breakdown. So the Utah Jazz lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves on Sunday, and a Bub Carrington game winner against the Miami Heat essentially sealed their fate as the worst record in the NBA at 17-65. But remember, the top 3 picks have the exact same odds to get the number 1 overall pick at 14%. So you have Utah in first, Washington in second, and Charlotte in third. Now, it's been a very long time since the rock bottom team won the lottery. It's mainly ranged anywhere from about 2nd to 7th over the past like 5-ish years since they changed the lottery format to this current state.
Yeah.
So definitely, some strong implications there. New Orleans follows them in 4th, the Sixers in 5th, and the Nets in 6th. You have Toronto in 7th, and then, kind of so on and so forth. You all could see on the screen right now. Goes all the way down to Atlanta in 14th, who owns Sacramento's pick from the Kevin Huerter trade. So that's essentially, what we see on the screen right now. Just any thoughts?
Oof. I don't know. Those top 3 being a number 1 overall pick, I think the best team you want to be at is probably Utah.
Yeah.
Maybe even Washington, the young guys there. But Charlotte, not a place you want to be right now.
I think Washington right now is probably the best fit for Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Because, that young core with, obviously, the way Alex Sarr's kind of rebounded this season's been impressive as hell. And you surround that with Poole, with Bub Carrington. You got really good vets like Smart, Middleton. That could be a good landing spot for Cooper Flagg.
Of course, I feel like Philadelphia and Brooklyn fit Cooper much better just because he's the centerpiece. Well, not for Philly, for Brooklyn.
Yeah, not for Philly.
For Brooklyn, yes.
That's the one thing we're missing is kind of like a centerpiece, like a focal point as far as like a front court player. And look, man, the implications for Philly here are very dicey because let's say, for example, they don't get into the top 4. Let's say, for example, Miami and Houston move in, right? Philly falls to 7. If Philly falls to 7, that pick goes to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And they'll get a pretty nice pick at 7.
Dude.
Bro, there's a realistic chance this Thunder can win the championship and then wind up with the 7th pick in the draft.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's diabolical.
Even
Sam
Houston,
Presti, bro.
Can move up. They're at 9th right now with Phoenix's pick.
Yeah, that pick is that was the pick we gave them when we got our pick back. So
Yeah.
we're in a better spot right now.
And then San Antonio as well. Let's
San Antonio's
talk about
there as
them.
well.
Yeah, San Antonio. I mean, you know what's not to say with San Antonio? They're just the master tankers, and obviously unfortunate circumstances this season regarding Wemby. Hope he's okay.
Exactly.
Obviously, De'Aaron Fox just went and had the thumb surgery or whatever finger it was. They could also wind up with Cooper Flagg. So you won't see it on the screen because it's hard to get the exact sim. We're just going to sim it for ourselves just to see who would win.
Yes,
We'll just
sim
tell
it
you.
once.
We'll sim it once. Sim the lottery. And would you look at that? The Brooklyn Nets get the first pick. Wow.
Yeah. This
Yo, my heart is full. I'm going to leave this page open so I can take a screenshot and then save this.
So, and like
forever.
Tyler said, OKC moves up to 7
There you go.
and takes Philly's pick.
they do.
Yeah.
Is this
Yep.
a foreshadowing of things to come, Tyler?
Oh, you better believe it.
Not gonna
You
lie,
better believe it.
this is actually a good list because Washington and Utah are still in that top 3. They still get that generational player.
Portland moves up.
Portland
6
moves up to
spots.
4th as well. You get a nice piece down to their team. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. So under these circumstances, like who do you take? Because obviously we'll get Cooper Flagg. I feel like 2 is the hardest position to be in right
If
now.
I'm being honest, I think
taking
Harper, easily. Dylan
But-
Harper.
I mean, do you have Poole though?
I don't care about Poole.
I don't care about Poole.
Kidding me?
But if you're drafting for fit, is what I'm talking about. Like Ace Bailey might be a better fit on Washington, based like
He's-
position.
I'm taking the second best player,
Yeah,
and in my
I
opinion,
think-
that's
I think VJ Edgecombe's the second best player in the class.
I think he would go to Utah.
That would be a good pick for them.
I think he would go to Utah. And then Portland would take Ace Bailey.
Whoever's left out of those top 4, and then
Portland would take Ace Bailey.
obviously that 5 through 10 could go anywhere from
lot.
Jeremiah Fears to Derek Queen,
Yep.
Jakob Jonas.
Yep.
What's the other kid from Duke? Knuppel?
Kneppel, I love
Kneppel, yeah.
Kneppel. One of my favorite players.
So I'm not-
if he goes to OKC, oh my God. That's going to be a nightmare.
I don't even want to think
what
about
position
that.
is he?
Kneppel is like a big, small forward, like all over the
Gosh.
court.
Is he a good defender?
Yes.
Forget it.
Yes.
Okay, see, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
We hope to be live for the draft lottery and the draft so we could talk about this live in person.
Yeah, we're actually
That's what I would love
shout
to
out
do.
shout out our guy Jacob. He actually just helped us set up internet connection while we film because we've been recording the entirety of our show without internet connection.
Yeah.
So we haven't been able to live stream.
I want to do live stream for lottery and draft just because I want you guys to get our actual reactions in live, not us recording a few days later.
Yeah. So, I
I
mean,
think-
Crazy part is we could have had that since the beginning.
we didn't know.
We
Yeah,
just didn't.
we
know.
didn't
Just didn't know.
We could have had
Yeah.
it since the beginning.
We also had much more hectic schedules back then. We've kind of figured it out now.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have.
So, live streams coming soon.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, looking at this would be my dreamland. If we get Cooper Flagg, like I don't even know what I'll be so happy. Like there'll be headphone warnings on.
think that'd be a good fit for the Nets, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Take.
You wanna break that down, or
we
no?
should take
Yeah, I can.
take a screenshot of this and we'll save it for draft lottery night and see how accurate
See how accurate Tankathon
this
was.
tankathon is.
So let me ask you: if you're Cooper Flagg, what team do you want to go to?
Well, I mean, you can look at it from a bunch of different scopes, right? Are you looking at this from a business perspective? Are you looking at this from a basketball perspective?
Every single scope you
Everything?
can imagine. If you're Cooper Flagg,
I think Brooklyn and this is me being as neutral as possible. I actually think Brooklyn's the place to go.
okay.
Because here's the thing, right? Utah still has not kind of proven that they're trying to win yet. That was why Larry Markkinen signed his extension, and they're probably going to wind up trading him next year. So I don't really think that's necessarily a great spot considering the other pieces they have that aren't really that good. I mean, Cody Williams had a really inefficient year. Keontae George is still one of the most inefficient shooters in the NBA.
Yeah.
They're going to wind up trading Walker Kessler, who's probably the most upside as far as like ceiling on that team.
Yeah.
So I don't really think so on that end. Charlotte, that franchise is still a mess. I just don't really think, there's also an injury bug looming, just kind of like with Philly. Philly needs to make a decision on what they want to do with Embiid and Maxey and them. Toronto would be a cool fit as well. I think being the face of Canada would actually really be intriguing, but you kind of have Scotty Barnes for that. I don't really know how that dynamic would necessarily work considering they play the same position. New Orleans, if like Dyson Daniels said, that franchise is kind of cursed. I'm not going to lie. don't send him to Nico Harrison because he'll get traded to the Lakers in 2 years.
Yeah.
And then, that really leaves you with Washington and Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And look, I think Washington's a very unique option based on the fact that their young core is very solid. They actually have that future direction, and they kind of just need that one guy to kind of carry them forward. He would provide what Kyle Kuzma wasn't even close to providing at that small forward spot. But with Brooklyn, it's different because what Brooklyn has that Washington doesn't have is not necessarily the market, it's the coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Jordi Fernandez is really the key here.
Good point.
Yeah.
I think if he goes to Washington, I don't know if Alex Sarr has a big ego or Bub has a big ego.
No, they're not.
But
like
if they
that.
do, that because when young guys are on a team, they want to be that guy. Right.
Yeah.
And now you get a Cooper Flagg that comes to the team, and everyone in the media, everyone in all the fans are like, he's your new franchise player. If I'm Bub or if I'm Alex Sarr, I'm like, he's got to prove that. He can't just walk up in this building and be like the franchise player from the get-go. I don't know if what you guys think.
You know what it would remind me of? It would remind me of the Pelicans because you have Cooper, who's your franchise cornerstone, like Zion, right? And they're literally compared the same throughout school. They both went to Duke. They're this big this is the next LeBron or whatever. And then the guys around them were really good young pieces, right? Obviously you have Bub Carrington, you have Alex Sarr, you have Jordan Poole, you have all those guys. And over in New Orleans, what do you have? You have Herb Jones, you have Trey Murphy.
Yeah.
You have Yves Missi now. There were so many, even when Dyson Daniels was still there and everything like that, those guys made names for themselves. And you also had good vets surrounding all of them. In Washington, you have Smart. You have Anthony Gill. You have, what's his name? Chris Middleton. Mm-hmm. And over in New Orleans, I'm trying to remember the vets they've had in the past. They had Steven Adams at one point. Mm-hmm. That team, they had Valanciunas. They have McCollum. Yeah, they have good vets. It really kind of reminds me of that dynamic.
Okay. So you're saying the vets would help aid in that, transition.
Yes.
Question, really quick, a little bit off topic. Mm-hmm. Who's better in college, Cooper Flagg or Zion Williamson? In college, who's better?
I would probably lean towards Zion.
Zion?
Probably Zion.
I think so too.
Cooper, I think as far as singular games, Cooper Flagg definitely had better individual statistic games.
Yeah, he did.
College Zion was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's wasn't even close.
People were literally scared of that guy.
Oh, bro, literally.
Yeah.
Taco Fall almost knocked him out. That was an all-time game, man. But yeah, back to the task at hand here. I think Washington's probably the second best spot. But obviously, I do sound biased because it's Brooklyn, but I actually do genuinely think Brooklyn's the best spot for him. Obviously, being in New York, as far as in the bigger market, there's pressure, but there's no pressure like it is in Madison Square Garden.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's going to have more of a safety net around him. Okay. Brian Keefe is a decent coach, but he's not Jordi Fernandez. Jordi Fernandez has coached at the national level. He's coached for championship teams as an assistant level.
Yeah.
And I think now the way we played this season, we should not have been that good. Mm-hmm. And
yeah, of course.
Jordi's a good coach.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching I tweeted this a bunch of times. I was watching the Knicks get 50 balled by the Cavs and the Celtics, and we were playing them down to the wire almost every single time we played them. Mm-hmm. So the fact that we were able to play in these close games against teams like OKC, and we took Denver to overtime, and we kept competing close and really guarding well. And I think the defensive schemes that Jordi Fernandez runs can really help. Cooper Flagg on both ends. I think he's a good two-way player.
Very.
Yeah.
And as far as on the offensive end, just based on how this roster I see being constructed next season, it looks promising because right now it's likely we'll re-sign D'Angelo Russell. It's likely we'll keep Cam Johnson. Claxton or Sharp will be our starting center. And then, Cam Thomas, barring the contract he gets, I think that could be a good two-man game. If Cam Thomas he went a little too heavy on the bulk last season. He got hurt a bunch. So if he can lose some of the weight and get some of his flexibility back, I think that could really go a long way. Mm-hmm. And I think Brooklyn's a good sort of cornerstone for him because what the Nets can do then is still tank again next season and try and get a top pick.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I said at the beginning of last season, we're going to win one of the next two lotteries. I don't know which one it's going to be, but I see us having one of Cooper Flagg or AJ DeBance on our team.
Oh.
And
all right, man, we'll see.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, you won today. Let's see if you win on the actual day.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be shitting bricks that entire day.
Yeah, when we live
If
stream.
you win, what do you do?
I'm going berserk.
Going crazy.
I'm
Yeah.
going crazy.
Are we actually live streaming? That?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's my goal.
Dude.
Bro, the net forget winning the lottery. The Nets haven't had a pick in the lottery in 15 years.
We
and,
need
and we
live
fucked it up the last time.
reactions.
What day is this?
It's Sunday,
It's a
May
weekday.
Sunday, May 12th
At what time?
Sunday.
at 3:00, I think,
Okay.
Yeah,
or it's
can
at
make
3
that
or
happen.
6.
It's not long. It's
We
like
can make it
it's
happen.
an hour.
Yeah.
The
We
draft
can make it
lottery is an hour.
So,
not even.
but yeah, we haven't had a lottery pick in 15. I think it might have been the John Wall draft or before that. We had the third pick and we took Derek Favors.
Yes.
So
Yes.
at least if we get inside the top 3, there's no room for error there is room for error because, you got Edgecombe, you got Bailey, you got Harper, you got all these guys. But that would truly be that will genuinely make my day.
Mm-hmm.
And after being, after everything the Nets have gone through and everything I've gone through with this team, that would just be a good way to just relax.
You know what? I think you guys are gonna get it.
I hope so, man.
Yeah.
But you know what that means, right? Whenever I say I think you're gonna get it,
Congrats to the Nets on getting the 10th pick in the draft. Let's go. You want to just say that we're going to get the 7th pick or something?
yeah, you guys will
Right.
probably get the 7th pick.
Thank you.
No,
I
I
got
don't
you.
think.
Honestly, as long as Philly doesn't get their pick, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts, Gio? Do you have any?
Oh,
say
bro,
on it?
I said all I wanted, all I needed to say. I mean, I feel like Washington's a good spot. Brooklyn's a good spot based on what you were saying. I think Washington's a pretty underrated city, though.
It is,
Like
yeah.
in terms of just the city, I think
Yeah.
it's nice, a very nice city to be in.
Yeah.
Underrated. Brooklyn is a little, I don't know.
Brooklyn's got a vibe to
It
it.
has its own vibe, but
It's more relaxed compared to Manhattan, which
Yeah.
kind of fits my sort of vibe, and it fit KD's vibe. That's why he chose it.
right.
Yeah. It's a very good point.
Even though KD is from Washington, but
He is.
Yeah. But he didn't go play there.
Maybe the Wizards. If the Wizards get shafted in the lottery and they fall to 6, go trade for KD. What's the worst that could
Go
happen?
for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Bring
Bring him
KD home.
Yeah,
He's a part owner. Isn't he a part owner of the Commanders?
I'm not sure.
I know he's a
don't
part
know.
owner of the Philadelphia Union, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure if he has any involvement
I
with
don't
Josh
know.
Harris or not. But yeah, I guess that's really the gist with the lottery. I guess
Yeah.
the last thing, I'll just straight up, who wins the lottery next month? It's a month away.
I'm going to stick with either Tyler or I'm going to stick with Washington.
Got to pick one.
Tyler or Washington?
I think,
I'm winning the lottery.
I think Brooklyn has a really good shot.
Okay. Well, you going with Brooklyn?
Yeah.
All right. I'll go with Chicago.
Ooh.
Oh, my God. They're 13th, Gio.
That's insane.
Ow.
They're
No, that
was
13th,
loud.
Gio.
Look, I mean, it's possible. The Hawks had the worst odds last year, and they won it.
They
So,
did?
Yeah. They got knocked out of the play-in, remember?
Yeah. I think if Chicago
So-
wins it, that could be scary business over there.
It can.
It could be.
Kobe White's balling. Montas is balling. He has a lot of potential. Giddy's doing
Yeah, I
his
was going to
thing.
say, you didn't mention Giddy.
Yeah.
If it's OKC or Houston, I'm not watching basketball next year.
OKC can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Houston can. That pick's unprotected, so that could actually save them from trading.
Yeah, that could.
So, but I am going to. Do I want to say Brooklyn or do I not want to jinx it?
Knock
You
on
could say
wood,
it.
You say it.
Brooklyn Nets, please.
Yeah.
That would be nice. So I'm gonna ride with my team, going with the Brooklyn Nets. This is what I've been playing for all year. This is my playoffs.
Yeah.
May 12th is my playoffs.
That's it.
And
That's it.
I would love to hang the banner if that happens. 2025, one lottery. So flag captured. And yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
So guys, do we have anything to say before we move into our picks for our 2025 awards?
Let's move.
Welcome everyone to the 2025 Floor Spacer Podcast NBA Awards. We did this back in obviously October. We predicted the awards and stuff, and we don't really need to react to those because most of it's wrong. And obviously, we did this back in January, right, the halfway point of the season, our midway awards. And it's actually really easy for you guys to find because it was the last thumbnail of the old style before we switched to the new style. So it's very easily accessible. And we were going to do this last week, but we wanted to power rank the playoff teams, and we didn't really want to give our official awards until the season ended. And now that it's over, here we go. So we're going to roll through all the awards. We're going to roll through all the All-NBAs, all rookies, all defensives, everything of that nature. And, that'll be that. Let us know down in the comments below who you think will win these awards. And are we ready to dive right in?
Let's ride.
All right, so on the screen right now, it could be Caruso Davis. It could be something else. I don't know. We're just going to put a random picture on the screen, as we always do. And basically, how this is going to work, we're going to kind of roll through everything. Everything is going to be on the screen simultaneously for the awards, and then someone will headline the All-NBAs and everything like that. So, lads, any questions? All right, so we're going to start off from the top, go all the way down to the bottom. We're going to start with the most valuable player. It's a two-man race at this point between Nikola Jokic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So what do we, and these, by the way, are our picks. Like, this is not who we think is going to win. This is who we believe should win the award.
Correct.
So here are our MVP picks. So I have gone for Nikola Jokic, and Anthony and Gio have gone for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah. It's a toss-up, and I chose probably who I think is probably the most deserving one right now, just because I think Denver fell off a little bit. But it's tough. I'm just leaning towards SGA more.
Yeah, I second
Kind of
that.
how it is.
I second everything you said. I mean, Jokic is having an unbelievable season. We've never seen a season like this before, but it's
Never.
still going to be Shai. So it's
He's
unfortunate.
first player ever to go top 3 in the 3 major categories. He's also top 3 in steals, and he's also shooting like 43% from 3.
Yep.
It's
It's
ridiculous.
laughably good.
And when SGA is off the floor, the Thunder were still on like a 61 win pace. I just think I take the word valuable really like, I put a lot of factor into that.
I understand
And I guess it's really, what do you value more, floor raising or ceiling raising? Because the Thunder are a championship contender without SGA. He raises their
I don't
ceiling.
think so.
He raises their ceiling to, overwhelming championship favorites, whereas Nikola Jokic essentially starts off, when he's off the floor, they're like a 17-win team,
Yeah.
I think, and he raises them all the way up to a championship contender.
Yeah.
As great as SGA's been, Jokic just averaged a 29-point triple-double. He's the third player to ever do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's not going to win MVP, his 2 best seasons are the ones he's not going to win MVP, is a little bit crazy. And considering all that Denver's gone through, from the horrid start to the horrid last month, firing the coach, drama in the front office, and he still clawed them to 50 wins.
Yeah.
Like,
Sounds a bit like Russ in 2017.
it is basically Russ in 2017.
I'm so serious.
It's Russ in 2017, just way more efficient.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
About the same amount of wins as well.
yeah,
Yeah, so.
except Russ was a 6 seed, Jokic is a 4
Also, I would argue, not that I don't want to turn this into a Russ thing, but Russ's team was worse in that season. Let's just be clear. Anyways, we can go to any topic you want.
Remember-
I just wanted to say that.
Remember though, Jokic also won he won a second MVP as a 6 seed without Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. and got them into the playoffs and got a win against Golden State, who won the championship that season. So
But the reason why I have SGA winning is literally because of what I just said.
you value the winning and the standings. That's fair.
Yeah, and also I mean he's having an outstanding season, but I feel like we've already seen a player win an MVP with that same thing, and it is Russ, and he just did it better, in my opinion.
You think Russ did it better than Jokic?
I do. They won about the same amount of games. He averaged 2 more points than Jokic did in that season. Maybe he wasn't as efficient.
I think
That's natural.
Jokic,
He's
I
a
think,
point
also
guard.
averaged more rebounds and assists.
Yeah, he did.
So
Russ averaged more points.
no, I definitely think Jokic's season this year was better than 2017 Russ.
I don't know. I think, like I said before, Russ's team was worse than this Nuggets team for sure.
Okay,
For sure.
I guess you're obviously very biased.
No. That's not
Understand.
biased. That's clear fact.
Most people think that this Jokic season's better than 2017
Yeah,
Russ.
most people will say that for sure.
But yeah, look, there's a lot of prophecies riding on this with SGA now, because you won an MVP. An MVP hasn't made it out of the second round since 2019. So
Yeah.
we'll just kind of have to see going forward. Actually, no, I think was it 2019? Might be even. Who won 2019? Was it 2018? Was Harden, right?
Yeah.
And what did the Rockets do that year? They went to the conference finals.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so.
so yeah, he was the last one to do it. So it's been a while since an MVP has done that, and we'll
Yeah.
just have to kind of see going forward. But let us know down in the comments what you think. It's definitely a close call, but I do think SGA will wind up winning
Yeah.
the MVP. So,
All right.
Rating into the next award.
Yeah,
do it.
bro.
All right, let's go from the best to the youngest. We're going to go for the Rookie of the Year. Obviously, last year was a snooze fest because we all know Wemby was going to win it. This year, it was a very interesting race. We had a lot of guys kind of in the mix, and then a bunch of guys got hurt, and that was kind of that. So, obviously now, it's a bit of a 4-man race. But at the end of the day, all three of us picked Stephon Castle to
Another
win
Spur.
Back-to-back
Rookie of the
Spur.
Year. Back-to-back Spurs. That's what happens. That's what I want the Nets to do next year. Tank again so you can get another great rookie. And that's exactly what San Antonio did. He just fell into their lap at 4.
Phenomenal player.
Oh, he's fantastic. I love it.
What's he averaging? Do we know?
I think
Like
he was
12
averaging
points.
I thought it was higher. I thought it was like 16. Something along those lines. But
It's like
12, what,
13,
what?
13, 4, and 5.
34
that's still really good for that
Yeah.
rookie season.
Solid.
Yeah.
And I think he's been the only one consistently good from start to finish because,
Yes.
Reese, Ashe, and Sarr started off the season a little bit janky. McCain got hurt, obviously.
Yep.
And Zach Edey got injured midway through the year, kind of threw him off course.
Right.
Jalen Wells had a good shout.
Jalen Wells did have a great
Pretty
shot.
good. He played
Yeah.
well.
But at
How
the
much
end,
do we credit CP3 to
A lot.
Stephon Castle being as good as he is?
a lot.
Come on.
Yeah.
You need a good vet.
The 3 Spurs were joined the 82 club this year for
Yeah.
82 games.
I
With
saw
Paul,
that.
Harrison Barnes, and Julian Champagny.
That's so impressive. We're like Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes are pushing 100.
Yeah, right.
And they're playing 82 games, and Harrison Barnes did a game winner the other day.
Yeah.
So that's impressive shit.
It
Yeah,
is.
it is.
And there was really no other player close to Stephon Castle in this. I thought I had Jalen Wells in the midseason awards, but then
We
Stephon
did.
Castle got hot.
Yeah.
And, sucks now that we're not going to see Jalen Wells in the playoffs, but,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. But we'll see him back next season. But
Yeah.
Rookie of the Year, again, very simple, very Spursian, and that's kind of that. So ready to get into the next award. All right, let's get into the Defensive Player of the Year. Good news for Gio is that Rudy Gobert will not be winning a 5th one of these, at least
God.
not now. But you got to at least give the man credit. He's been fucking balling over the past,
Like 2 weeks.
not about the past month since he came back from injury. Completely changed the tide with Minnesota
Yeah.
on both ends. So, who did we pick for the Defensive Player of the Year? We all have gone for Evan Mobley.
Yeah.
I was fighting tooth and nail between Evan Mobley and Dyson Daniels. But at the end of the day, as great as Dyson Daniels was on the perimeter, Evan Mobley this season at the rim, ridiculous. I mean, he's just in like the upper top 2 percentiles in like every rim protection category this season. And that's with Jared Allen standing next to him. And we all know how great of a rim protector he is.
It's also
So-
with players being scared of even going into the paint.
Yeah.
So like the amount of shots that teams put up in the paint against the Cavs is significantly lower than other teams, and he still has the numbers.
And you
So.
still somehow don't believe in them.
All right.
It's crazy.
Look, I like Mobley a lot, but that's it. Everyone else in the Cavs, not a fan.
Not even Donovan Mitchell?
No.
Not even DeAndre Hunter?
Yeah,
Not
we
even
know.
Ty
we,
Jerome?
We know he's not a fan of them.
Not even Kenny Atkinson?
No.
Not even LeBron James?
No.
It's not there.
That's great. I really hope Russ goes to the Cavs at some point. That would be a great
That would be fun.
sign. Cavs sign Russ and trade for Rudy, so Gio's forced to root for them.
Gosh.
But yeah, I mean, were you like stern on Mobley, both of you? Was there
Yeah.
anyone
Yes.
else that was Draymond an option or anything like
Yo,
that?
get that Draymond propaganda out of here, bro.
I mean, Dyson is very close, but I think Mobley clears just for everything.
Yeah.
Just sucks that it always just resorts to a big.
It does.
But
That's the
Naturally.
they have, they're the ones that have the lowest defensive rating. They have the most blocks. Dyson Daniels has the steals, and that's
Yeah.
the steals and the deflections, and that's what really his bread and butter is.
problem. Yeah.
But, Evan Mobley is deserving, and he's going to be a major factor in the Cavs this playoffs. And we'll just have to see going forward. So, any final thoughts on the DPOY? All right, let's get into the next award. I believe it's most improved player as far as I remember.
Yeah, it is.
I don't remember how I ordered the list, but there was a lot of options that people were trying to sort of promote. Like there was Christian Brown, there was even Dyson Daniels, there was Norman Powell, there was someone else, but we have all gone for one man, and that man is Cade Cunningham.
Yes.
So you guys pushed past the whole narrative of he's a number 1 overall pick. He shouldn't there's really nothing to improve on.
I think. Well, I think he's gonna have a slight improvement next year. I think this is the best of Cade we're seeing right now. I think it'll be a little better, and we'll see next year. But
Yeah.
it's fine. I think the hanging bust status, I guess, under Cade for a little bit for some people is gone.
Bless you.
I don't think he's.
When did he ever have that?
I don't know.
He didn't have bust. It was more so like we're waiting, pending.
Yeah.
It was
Pending, yeah.
Because obviously he had injury problems early on in his career. He had season-ending shin surgery like a year ago.
Yeah.
And obviously
He was giving me Ben Simmons vibes for a second.
that's fair, I guess.
For a second.
Yeah.
But I always knew I knew from the beginning. I think he would be a good player.
Thank
I
you.
can't take that quote seriously
Thank
anymore,
you.
bro. The fuck?
But I mean, I put Cade on here last minute because I really wanted to put Dyson Daniels as most improved.
Yeah.
But I think Cade, he just had too good of a season to not put him here. So that's
I was debating between him and Tyler Hero.
yeah.
Tyler Hero just had a quiet second half of the season.
I had Denny.
Tyler.
I had Denny on here.
Denny's a good player.
And he was a good player, but his first half was very mid.
Yeah, he picked it up.
Yeah.
That's
Like
the thing.
second
Cade
half.
was great from the moment the season started. So he got better actually as
Yeah.
the season
Yeah,
ended.
He did.
Yeah, he
Like
did.
the way he played against I forgot who it was. It was either Cleveland or the Knicks.
Yeah.
Because he didn't play against Boston. But the way he played, I think it was against the Knicks. The way he played against the Knicks was just incredible. And I'm really looking forward to that playoff series in about a week.
That's going to be exciting.
It's going to be exciting. I'm curious to see what we all have in
Next
that
year,
series.
though. Next year, watch out for Obi.
Obi Toppin?
Yeah.
Yeah. If he gets moved, Michael Porter Jr.,
Ooh.
instant favorite for me.
Okay.
I see Larry Markkinen right in front of me if that happens.
Yeah.
But, I mean, do you think the most improved player needs reform? Like, do you think it should go to, like, a non-top pick?
No,
I don't think so.
That's fair.
Yeah.
not at all.
Because there's
Yeah.
been a lot of controversy stirring up with most improved player as of late. That
No.
Cade doesn't deserve to win it.
No.
I mean, it should go to a guy like Dyson or Christian Brown or
I mean, I would have liked that. It would have been nice, but
yeah,
nah, it's fine the way it is.
Yeah.
that's
I
fair.
don't see any problem with that.
The Nuggets actually wore Christian Brown most improved player shirts
Yeah.
during their game the other day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So shout out to him. He's had a great season. He could still honestly win it next season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he keeps this going, if he takes another leap,
I don't think he should be eligible next season.
what if he's not a
He
finalist?
had such a
though?
big leap this year
Yeah.
that I don't think it's possible he's going to take that big of a leap. I mean, maybe.
You never know.
Maybe.
You never
but
know.
He needs to
'Cause
take a
Jalen Johnson was
pretty
a
big leap.
finalist for like 2 straight seasons.
Yeah.
So we'll see, I guess. But
will.
that's most improved player. The next award, I think, is sixth man of the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
2-horse race again for this award. Really, it was between Peyton Pritchard and Ty Jerome. Those two really came forward kind of like midway through the season, and they haven't really looked back. Who have we gone for? We've gone for Peyton Pritchard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just synonymous. I don't see anybody else
Self-explanatory.
besides him.
Yeah.
He's just- pretty sure I saw
Phenomenal.
He's averaging
Phenomenal player.
in like the past, I think 3 games. He's averaging like a 30-point triple double.
Yeah.
Something
Really?
like that.
Something close to it. I don't think he's averaging a triple.
Maybe not a triple double. It's close though.
I think it's like 32. I think it's like 32, 6, and like 11, something like
Yeah,
that.
he's crazy.
But yeah, he's insane. And I think I'm curious to see what happens with him in the future with Boston. Does he stay? Does he
Yeah.
get moved? Because they almost traded him last year,
Right.
but they decided not to, and he was a big factor for them in the postseason, and he'll be a big factor for them again now.
Yeah.
So we'll just kind of have to see going forward with that.
We will. Shout out to Malik Beasley.
Shout out Ty
Yes.
Jerome.
Yes.
Ty Jerome.
Shout out Ty Jerome.
I didn't put him on my list because he's a Cav.
okay.
But
Those
Malik,
are my
look,
three.
look, I had
Those were
Malik
my
Beasley
three.
at 2.
Yes.
And at 3, I had Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Because
of
look,
course.
let's not underestimate the impact that he's had on the Nuggets.
Okay.
this
yeah,
season.
but
except for that one game, I know you guys are going to.
yeah, but like aside from that, Ty Jerome was fan freaking
He was.
tastic
He was
this
very good.
season. He's
I'm not
been
gonna lie.
way better than Russ. Like not even close.
I don't know. It's debatable.
No, it's not even close. Like
It's debatable.
that game against OKC, he single-handedly pulled away in the fourth.
Yeah.
So, but Peyton Pritchard was the runaway for me. It really wasn't that much of a debate.
Yeah.
So, let's get into the next award. I believe the next award is Clutch Player of the Year.
Yeah, it is.
There's still really no criteria with this award. We don't really know what it's based off of. Is it offense, defense, both sides, field goal percentage in the fourth?
It's everything.
It's everything. And here's who we have gone for. So myself and Gio.
You guys suck.
No.
Myself and Gio have gone for Nikola Jokic. We are there. Antoine has gone for some dude in New York.
You guys suck. It's JB's winning this award.
I actually think Darius Garland has a better chance than Jalen Brunson.
I don't even know.
I mean, Jalen, look, don't get me wrong. Jalen Brunson's on my list, but he's not winning this
No.
because Jokic,
Oh,
in the clutch time, this is what the Nuggets do: get the hell out of the way and give it to Jokic, and he comes through. So,
Yeah, he has
I mean,
takeover.
He was
Yeah.
second on my list, but I give it to Brunson.
Yeah,
I'm a little biased.
Well, yeah, you're inherently biased. Obviously, we can sense that.
that's okay. A little diversity of faces on the screen. That's fine.
Yeah, that's true for once.
Yeah, right.
We don't have that very often.
No.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know. I wouldn't put Brunson up in the top 2, to be honest. I would go Jokic, then Garland,
And
then probably either Brunson. You can even put a Steph in there.
Yeah,
put
Steph's
Steph
still,
at 3,
Steph
yeah.
is still there.
Yeah, I don't know. Brunson seemed like a homegrown pick for you.
No, I think Brunson's legit.
The
He's just not
odds for
not
him
better
are
than
pretty
Jokic.
high too.
Well, it's because he's a Knick,
Yeah.
and he probably scores most.
genuinely.
I think he's like top 5 in fourth quarter points per game.
I think he's more than that.
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah,
'Cause he
check
got
that
remember
one.
he got hurt, so it's
Oh,
definitely
you talking about
skewed.
point totals?
No, I'm talking about point totals.
I'm talking about average.
Oh, per game he's probably like top 3.
Yeah,
he's up there.
So I need Kyrie to come back from his injury and win this award because this award is
Yeah.
literally made for him. He's
Literally.
fourth quarter man.
He is.
But I think if Jokic isn't going to win MVP, he's going to get Clutch Player of the Year. I think that's kind of my mindset with this.
Agreed.
Okay.
So, but for me, he gets both, and that's kind of that.
Yeah.
So, do we have any final thoughts on the Clutch Player of the Year?
No, let's go.
All right, what is the next
move.
award?
Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year. Now, there was a lot of options we could have gone with here. At first, we thought it was just a 1 or 2 man race, and then it really opened up to about 5 different coaching options, maybe even 6 depending on it. So what? You have Kenny Atkinson, you have Ime Udoka, you have JB Bickerstaff, you have JJ Redick, you have you can even put in some of the lower developing coach like Chauncey Billups or Jordy Fernandez are even getting shouts in the odds. So there's definitely a lot of options. Who did we go for though? This is who we've all gone for.
crap.
3 different options.
Yeah.
So
Who's that
Gio,
ugly guy in the middle?
Gio,
I'm sorry.
That's wild.
He's a good-looking guy.
Gio has gone for Ime Udoka. Antoine has gone for Kenny Atkinson. And I have gone for JB Bickerstaff.
Listen, those are all my 1, 2, and 3.
So we got to all explain our picks. So whoever wants to go first can go first here.
Yeah.
Well, just because Kenny A's Cleveland turnaround, I think that's just massive for him and just coming back to coaching.
Yeah.
That's why. That's basically why. And they're the 1 seed, one of the best records of this year and in the past years. But JB and Ime were 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah.
That's how my list went. So they all can get it. I think it's just based on, I guess, the preference.
Pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went with I was going to go with Kenny Atkinson for about like 98% of the season. But then I saw that not only did the Pistons triple their win total, they plus 30'd their wins.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
That's significant, yeah.
And for me, if you go from like historic, if you go from 28 game losing streak to 44 wins, yeah, that takes the cake for me.
Yeah. I mean, Ime, I feel like he did the same thing in Houston as JB did in Detroit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the case I have for him. I always believed in Ime. He's a great coach. So, yeah. That was I think that was my pick from the beginning.
I think it was.
So I just stuck with it.
Reminds me a lot of Mark Dagnall because last season or the season prior, the Thunder finished in 10th in the play-in, and the Rockets were 11th last year.
Yeah.
And then Thunder shot up to 1 last year. The Rockets shot up to 2 this year.
There you go.
So, yeah, I respect the pick.
Yeah.
And let us know in the comments who you got for this award. And for the final one of this section, we have our Executive of the Year. So this is the GM / president of basketball ops who we think should win. And these are our picks. So myself and Gio have gone for Trajan Langdon of the Detroit Pistons, and Antoine's gone for Kobe Altman of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, get this man out of here.
Yeah. Well,
Are you
again,
just a Cavs fan? Like,
Langdon is my second. So it goes either way. I think Kobe Altman, just because of the extensions and the players you brought in, of course, Hunter, Ty Jerome, the draft picks were a little decent. Jalen Tyson was their first round pick, but just the signings were massive for them. And I think he set that team, and of course, Kenny A. But Langdon, of course, he's high up there.
yo, with a beard, I kind of look like Trajan Langdon, low key.
Okay, Gio.
Same haircut,
I can kind of
right?
see it actually.
You can see
No,
it?
Yeah.
no glasses, though.
That's
Same
crazy.
haircut. Wait, I'm talking about like
You got the same head shape.
same head shape, same hair.
That's wild.
If I had a beard, I would be Trajan, bro.
You would, bro. But yeah,
Executive of the year.
It's definitely a Detroit sweep, I think, for these awards. I mean, it's ridiculous the way this team's turned around, just specifically with him.
Yeah.
And, great coaching hire. You finally got good players around Cade. You drafted well. Not much else to say there. They're in good shape.
He cooked, yeah.
So yeah, those are our NBA awards. Are we ready to get into our all NBA teams? Let's flow through this.
We will.
So let's start with the just all NBA first team. We'll go first, second, third. We'll do all rookie, all defensive.
Let's go.
So one person's going to headline, and then we'll reveal the rest. So Antoine, you're headlining all NBA first team. Read just top to bottom, and then we'll talk about it for the Spotify viewers. Don't get sidetracked with your players.
Wow, what a list, Gio.
What?
What a beautiful 5. Right,
Okay.
Gio?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, of course, I'm going to go off the top 4 that I think are just given. SGA, Nikola Jokic, Jason Tatum, and Giannis. For the 5th spot, it was a toss-up for Ant-Man and Donovan Mitchell. I went with Ant-Man.
Thank you.
That's fair. I don't really hate it.
I love it.
So
I think I have the same exact list. Am I next here?
you absolutely have the same exact
Yeah.
list.
So I got, same thing. Tatum, Jokic, SGA, Edwards, and Giannis.
Pretty close, essentially, to what I have, except I have gone for Donovan Mitchell instead of Anthony Edwards.
Yep.
I have Giannis, SGA, Jokic, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
These are all in alphabetical order, by the way, for all of these,
Okay.
for those that are wondering, just to make it a little bit easier.
Pretty
Wait, why
straightforward.
how's that alphabetical order?
Last names.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Took you a minute.
Yeah.
But I think just because of the way Cleveland's been playing compared to Minnesota, Minnesota did not have a great start to the season. So that's why I have Donovan Mitchell over Ant.
Yeah, I think it's interchangeable.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't think it's like
Yeah.
I wouldn't crucify you for putting Anthony Edwards in there instead of Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's first team. Always was going to be kind of a given with the top 4 in MVP or far and ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
So let's get into second team. I believe I am headlining this. I don't remember, to be honest with you. And it is me. So here's my all NBA second team. So I have Cade Cunningham, Steph Curry, Anthony Edwards, LeBron James, and Evan Mobley.
This is really similar to mine.
Yeah, I think so. Because when I was making the graphic, I noticed we had like a bunch of like similar picks with it.
This is very similar.
Here is your all NBA second team, Antoine.
Yeah,
Why don't
so
you read that off?
of course, Cade, Steph, Donovan Mitchell, of course, with interchanging Ant-Man, Mobley as well, and then Cat.
Mm.
Yeah, I
So
took
you didn't have Cat on your second team. Why?
the defense.
Got it.
Purely for that reason alone.
One word answer. I love it.
Yeah.
Defense, period.
I don't agree, but
You don't agree?
never will.
All right, let me see what I got here.
Yeah, Gio, here is your all NBA second team.
So I got Cat in there. I got Mobley in there, Mitchell, Braun, and Brunson. So
Gee,
no Curry on my list.
Brunson over Cade.
Gio, where's Cade and Curry?
You'll see them.
Surprised you have
Third
Brunson over Cade.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm glad we all put Mobley in second team, though. That was
Yes.
good from us.
Yes, that is good.
But-
LeBron, I think, is third team for me. You guys
No,
got to
he's
put him in
LeBron.
second.
No,
team.
LeBron finished sixth in MVP in the MVP
That's
ladder.
insane.
Yeah, he's been cooking this season.
Yeah.
So-
He's still averaging like 24,
Yeah.
25.
His streak of averaging 25 a game just ended this
Oh my
season.
God.
So,
Oh, wow,
but he
okay.
still averaged like plus 20 anyway, so it doesn't
Yeah,
really
he
matter.
He did.
But we're ready to get into third team.
Yeah.
All right, Gio, your headline in this section. Read away your third team.
So I got Şengün, JJJ, James Harden, Steph Curry, and Cade Cunningham.
All right, G.
Şengün, I
Nope.
can't get behind that.
You don't like it?
Nope.
Nah.
Yeah. I think he's been really good this year.
I thought the middle of the season he fell off a lot.
I think, come on. He's been playing good recently.
But yeah,
past
recently, that's the
3
end
weeks.
of the season. But the middle of the season, he was not particularly great.
He turned it back up, though. And I feel
Fair.
like you have to have one Rockets player on this list. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
The Rockets are top 2 in the West. You have to have one player.
Like I said,
yeah.
there hasn't been a singular player that's really stuck out to me on the Rockets. They've all just been consistently good together. So I don't have any Rockets
Yeah.
on my All NBA
Okay.
teams at all.
Neither do I.
I think Şengün deserves it.
So I mean, that's
Maybe
fair.
next year.
No,
He
this year.
improves.
I mean, it's fair. I've gone for a player on my third team as well that wasn't good the entire season. So I understand your point. So, but I do like the Harden pick. I like the JJJ pick, and then obviously Cade and Steph. I would have them in second team, but I'm not gonna abuse you for it. But do you want to see mine?
That's
Yeah,
it.
go ahead.
All right, here is mine. So I've gone for Tyrese Halliburton, James Harden, Jaren Jackson Jr., Karl Anthony Towns, and Trae Young.
All
I
right.
like the Trae Young pick.
That's
Trae Young
interesting.
deserves
I
this.
can't
He had
get
a
mad
good
at
year.
that.
Absolutely deserves this.
He had a good year. I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, obviously, Cat, was great offensively this season. Jackson and Harden were great. This late stretch from Halliburton's been freaking insane.
Yeah.
It's almost too good to not include him for me. The fact that his assist to turnover ratio is
I don't
like
think he'll make
all-time
it.
levels.
Who do you think has a better chance of making it? Şengün or Halliburton?
To be completely honest, they're like dead even.
Dead even?
Yeah.
They are.
You think so too?
Yeah.
It could be. It's a pick 'em at this point,
Exactly.
Flip a coin.
basically. So it's just a matter of who gets more votes.
Let's see what Anthony says.
Here is Antoine's.
Oh, JB, of course.
What a
third
list.
team. James Harden, Triple J, LeBron, and Ivica Zubac.
How the hell did Zubac get on this?
Oh my God,
Bro, this is
That-
heavy.
That's so much better than Şengün.
No,
This is
bro.
heavy polar bear energy, bro.
What the hell? He's so much better than Şengün
He's
right
not.
now.
He's-
Yes.
Look, Zubac's had a great beginning. He had a great end. What'd he do in the middle?
Yeah.
Just a whole lot of nothing.
I think he deserves it.
He deserves to be like on the all defensive, but like not all NBA. He's not that good.
Nah. I think he gets it.
Okay.
I mean,
Look,
I
it's
guess.
good pick, I guess.
I guess.
He's a good player.
So we respect Zubac in these
Yeah.
parts. But let's get into our all rookie teams. Obviously, that's the all NBA. I believe, Antoine, you're headlining this first team for all rookie.
Okay.
Read away your top five.
All right, so of course we got a rookie of the year, Stephon Castle, Risa Shea, Sar, Khalil Ware, snuck up on this list fairly recently.
Yeah.
And then Jalen Wells, of course.
Yeah, I mean those have been the five best rookies consistently the entire year.
Yeah.
I think it got leaked. Those are the five that will be on all rookie first team as well. So I'll be shocked if there is sort of any change with that.
Yeah.
So not really much else to it. So you want to see yours, Gio?
That's it.
Read off yours.
So I got Castle, Dalton Connect.
Yeah, that's a Schmeat riding move
Oh
right
my
there.
God,
Get off your
Gio.
knees, bro.
Lakers in 5.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Risa
right.
Shea, Alex Sar, and Jalen Wells. So honestly, I did forget about Khalil Ware. I did.
Khalil Ware, yeah.
But Dalton Connect, man, like he hasn't been playing much minutes.
He hasn't been playing at all.
He hasn't
Yeah.
been
That's
playing
fun,
much
bro.
minutes.
First
But
team's
when that
crazy.
man plays, he plays. I'm
Yeah,
telling
but
you.
first team?
Look,
Are
he
you
deserved
okay?
it. JJ just never played him.
Because they want to trade him. He's going to get traded
He's
this
a
offseason.
good player, and I think if he played all his minutes, he would have been definitely on this list.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
And as for myself, I have the exact same five as Antoine, Castle, Risa Shea, Sar, Ware, and Jalen Wells. Prayers up
man.
to Jalen Wells again.
Yeah.
Speedy recovery.
Really bad injury.
So he'll be back next season.
Yeah.
Let's get into all rookie second team. I believe I am headlining this segment or this section, and here, are my picks. So I have Bub Carrington, Donovan Clingan, Isaiah Collier, Zach Edey, and Eve Misi.
Tyler and I had the exact same 5.
Yeah, so we'll show Antoine's right here, the exact same five right there.
And then show mine.
And then Gio's five is right there.
Yeah. So I got.
Oh, God.
Listen up here. Matas Buzelis.
Yes.
Okay, an unpopular pick right now, right? Because we only seen him play more towards the end. I'm sorry. Let me just say my whole list first before I
Yeah.
start talking. Matas Buzelis, Bub Carrington, Isaiah Collier, Zach Edey, and Yves Misi. Long story short, I think Matas is an outstanding player. He has the highest ceiling, I think, maybe in this entire class. Bold
Ooh, I don't know
statement.
about that.
So who is? Who does?
I think Sar. Either Sar or Risa Shea. It's one of the two.
Matas, man.
If Risa Shea can take a big defensive leap,
Yeah.
he'll be dangerous.
Okay. Top three
Yeah.
ceiling. Let's say.
I'd say
I still
top
think
five.
he's one.
I like Buzelis' ceiling. He had really good games towards
Yeah.
the end of the year.
I think he
A
could
lot
be really
of
good.
improvement. Yeah.
No, he just actually got a chance to play.
Yeah, it's all they needed.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Once Zach
Exactly.
Levine got traded, that
Right.
small forward slot opened up,
Yeah.
and there it was.
Exactly.
But aside from that, everyone else deserves to be where they are. There's really not much else to it.
Yeah.
So that's the all rookie teams. The all defensive teams. We're about to get into our all defensive first team. Gio, you, my friend, are headlining this segment. Read off your five.
So we got Dyson Daniels, Lou Dort, SGA in the first team, Draymond Green, and Evan Mobley.
I actually didn't put SGA in my all defensive at all.
Really? Why is this?
There's so many great defenders, and I just don't think SGA is better than them.
Come on.
He's not in mine either, Gio.
Wow. You
Yeah.
guys don't know what SGA is doing on the defensive side
Oh,
of the
trust
ball.
me, I know. I think he's like top 3 in steals.
And then
So-
talk about blocks, too. He's averaging more blocks than some of your favorite centers in the league.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So, but look, there's better. There's better. He's not even the best defender on his team.
Oh, because that's Lou Dort's on the team.
Exactly. He's
Yeah,
the torture
exactly.
chamber. So I'll show my 5. Here is my 5. So I have Dyson Daniels, Lou Dort, Draymond Green, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Evan Mobley.
Tyler and I have the exact same 5.
And here
What
is
are you guys
Antoine's the exact same 5. We are right there. Look, I mean, when Jaren Jackson specifically, when Edie was out, it sold for me.
Yeah.
Because he was back to his old self when he won DPOI
He was.
years ago.
Right.
That's really all we needed to see from Jaren Jackson, really.
Yeah, JJ. Yeah, Triple J is good.
SGA is a good pick though.
Come on now.
Yeah, but
Good pick. Definitely not for first team.
I think MVP's enough for him.
Look,
yeah.
I think
I
MVP's
really
enough for
wanted him to be like the second player or the first player since Jordan to win DPOY and MVP.
Yeah, that would have been
That
cool.
would have been crazy.
I thought, well, no, didn't Giannis do that?
Did he?
Didn't Giannis do that in like 28? I'm going to look that up right
Those
now.
separate years, but maybe he did.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm going to look. I'm actually curious because Giannis won 2 years, right?
He
Giannis.
may have actually.
So Giannis won his DPOY in 2020. Yeah, he did. In 2020, he
wow.
won MVP.
Okay.
And he won DPOY.
All right, so first player since Giannis,
Shout out, bro.
but more impressive as a guard.
Well, obviously.
First guard since
He's
Jordan.
also 6'8", so like
Nah, he's like 6'6".
potato. The NBA
Okay.
measured so differently.
Yeah,
But
who knows?
But yeah, let's get into all NBA or all defensive second team. These are the final. Is the final one in our awards. Antoine, you're headlining. Read off your 5.
Wow, Gio.
What?
What a list.
It's a good list.
Tumani
Except for
Kamara, we
Gobert.
talked about him before.
Yeah.
Rudy,
Nah, he doesn't deserve it.
Amen,
He deserves it.
J-Dub, and then my man Zubac.
You don't think Zubac deserves to be on there?
I mean, he's a good player. He definitely could be on the third team.
There's no third.
There's no 13.
That's what I'm saying.
There needs to be a third team, by the way.
Yeah, there should be.
Get on it, NBA. I love the Tumani ad.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have the whole season, but fuck it. Like I'm vibing.
Put him
with
on
it.
there,
He's
man.
great, man.
Yeah.
But
Not
yeah,
a fan of the Gobert pick though.
really, Gio.
Oh my God, Gio, please
Gio,
shut
you know
up.
what, Gio? I'm surprised you said that because Rudy Gobert is also not on your list.
Yeah.
Because for some reason I thought he was, but never mind.
He's not.
Peyton Watson.
No, that's
Hell yeah.
diabolical, bro. Nah, bro.
What are you thinking?
You know Payne Watson.
He didn't
deserves
even
it, bro.
start the majority of the season.
Deep down, you know.
Bro, he
Anyways,
barely made the 65.
And Giannis and Chris Dunn.
listen, Giannis. Come on, bro. Giannis deserves it.
Gio, Rudy,
Tumani Kamara.
Rudy should be on this list.
I
Besides
got
Peyton
Tumani
Watson.
Kamara on this list as well.
And
Chris
J-Dub.
Dunn. Come on,
Why
Chris
isn't-
Dunn.
Why
Yeah,
isn't,
Chris Dunn deserves
Yeah,
it.
Chris
Come on,
Dunn
bro.
is fine, but why isn't J-Dub on this list?
Amen Thompson's on there.
Yeah.
And Peyton Watson.
That's crazy. Why don't you read your 5 one more time?
So I got Giannis, Tumani Kamara, Chris Dunn, Amen Thompson, and Peyton Watson.
All right, I love P-Wop, but I cannot get behind that pick.
What deserves
That's
it. I don't
crazy.
care. I don't care.
The Rudy hate is so stupid. Like, makes no sense.
Look, bro. He deserves it, bro.
Okay, you know, whatever helps you sleep at night.
He deserves it,
But yeah, we'll just quickly move on from that to my picks. So here's my next 5. I have Tumani Kamara, Chris Dunn, Rudy Gobert, Amen Thompson, and Ivica Zubac. I was really close on Dunn or Jaren Jackson for first team.
bro. Okay.
In the end, I
okay.
chose Jaren Jackson.
Yeah.
So
Chris Dunn, man. How do you not have Chris Dunn on your list?
one of the best 3-and-D players in the league.
You should have taken
I'm not,
Gobert off
I'm
there.
not familiar with Chris Dunn's game.
Take Gobert off that list, buddy.
Got
No,
Why?
I would probably take J-Dub off the list.
Yeah.
But J-Dub has a good season.
Yeah, I would put J-Dub in before SGA.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
J-Dub's better.
Yeah, me personally, yeah. But yeah, guys, that's the end of our 2025 NBA award picks. Let us know down in the comments who you got winning these awards. What's your team's looking like for everything of that nature? Let us know who we fucked up on. And guys, it's that time of the video. Are we ready to get into our 2025 playoff predictions?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Guys, we're finally here. It's time to predict the entirety of the 2025 NBA playoffs. The play-in begins yesterday at the time this episode comes out, and the playoffs start this coming Saturday. And, you know, we'll be predicting every round, obviously, because we're not going to have a perfect bracket, but we're going to just give it our best shot from here. So are we ready to go?
Let's go.
All right, so on the screen right now, you're going to see the play-in tournaments. We're going to do the first round of play-in first. We'll do the 7, 8, 9, 10 in both conferences. Or do you want to do the the whole East play in, or do you want to just do? Because I think we can. It's up to y'all, really. I think we'll do.
Which way would we memorize it better?
I think we'll do conference first.
Let's do
So,
that.
do you want to start with the East or the West?
Do East.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with the East play-in. So this is the 7-8 and the 9-10 games only. So, Antoine, you want to go first?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So,
So-
what are your picks for both of them?
All right. Starting from the top, I got Bulls over Heat. And then 8-7,
Yeah.
we have the Hawks over the Magic.
Oh, you're not
They-
going with Paulo.
They take that 7th seed.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
You're usually a Palo believer.
I need more from this Magic team. Hopefully next year.
They've been playing a little bit better as of late, to be fair to them.
Yeah.
So, really, that game's really a pick 'em. It's hard to gauge. They're both mid.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like you said, Tyler, last time. You said Trae Young. He
Well, don't
shows
forget,
out in these games.
there's still a second game. Don't forget.
Yeah, the 7-8,
Yeah.
you have 2 lives.
Yeah.
But,
And then the Magic resurrect.
well, we're getting to that later. We're getting to this. We're getting to the winner of that later. So, Gio, you want to get, you want to do your West?
Sure.
Yeah, do the West
Sure, I
first.
got my West.
Yeah.
All right. 9-10 at the top, Kings Mavs. I have Mavs over the Kings.
Okay.
Just Kings are mediocre. Warriors Grizzlies, very tough playing game, but the Warriors win that one.
That's fair.
Yep.
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, not too bad. All right, Gio, let's get into yours.
Yeah, so the East, I'll keep this pretty simple. I got Bulls winning. Bulls beating the Heat. Then I got the Hawks beating the Magic.
Yep.
And then going to the West, I got the Kings beating the Mavs. And then I got the Warriors beating the Grizz.
Bro was complaining
Good
about
job,
the Kings
Gio.
like 2 weeks ago, and now
Yeah.
he's backing them.
I watched a couple games from the Kings, and I'm like, you know what? Zach LaVine and DeRozan, they don't look too bad. And I think
they don't.
DeRozan and LaVine, they can get you one.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
I could see
get
it.
you one. So,
I understand it.
yeah.
So
and,
not
and don't forget Sabonis, right?
exactly, yeah.
So.
But he hasn't really shown up in the playoffs much. We'll have to
Yeah.
wait and see with that.
It's a play-in, so it's not the playoffs officially.
But I mean, it's a postseason game. It's an
Yeah.
elimination game for them. It's win or go home. So let's get into mine. So look, the Heat stink. So I got the Bulls winning that game. And then this is tough, man. Magic Hawks, it could really go any way. But the one thing I'm going to not do is doubt Trae Young. And I am going to go with the Atlanta Hawks to complete the floor spacer sweep of the Orlando Magic. And then on the West side, I have the Mavs as well over the Kings. I think if Anthony Davis is healthy, he's going to fry that defense that isn't really that good to begin with. And then Warriors Grizzlies. If Taylor Jenkins was still the head coach, I probably would pick the Grizzlies. But right now, I think the Warriors are pissed off. They lost to the Clippers, and I think they're going to come into that game with a lot of force. And I think they're going to win that game quite easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the first part of the play, and let's get into the second part of the play. And so your winner and loser combinations. So, Antoine, do both of them.
Yeah. So Magic and the Bulls, Magic over them to get to the 8th seed. And then West, Grizzlies over the Mavs. Easy to get that 8th seed.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. These games are definitely tricky.
Yeah. I don't
'Cause-
think it'll be ezy.
No, not at all.
I think it's going to be a close game. So I got Bulls versus Magic. I got Bulls winning that, actually. I just have a lot of...
Okay, G.
I got a lot of faith in Giddy. I got a lot of faith in White. And all
Just
those
so you
guys.
know, if that happens and they can't win the lottery,
I'm still going to rock with them.
yeah,
Still going to rock with the Bulls.
fair.
All right. And then Kings versus Grizzlies. We're going to go Grizzlies. I mean, what am I saying? Kings versus Warriors. Oh, wait.
You picked.
Oh, Grizzlies. Yeah, I was right
Yeah.
the first time. Kings versus Grizzlies. I'll go Grizzlies on that.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't really think the Kings have a shot at winning both games.
Yeah.
As for myself, I have the Bulls against the Magic. I think this is where you'll see the desperation game from Paulo, and I think the Magic will win that game and advance to the playoffs. On the West, Mavs Grizzlies is a tough one. I'm not going to lie. That game could really go either way. The problem I see here is that I just don't really see the Mavs giving AD the help he really needs in that game. I think that's going to be a game where they really miss Kyrie. So I am going to go with the Grizzlies just by a little bit, just by a smidge.
Yeah.
And I think the Grizzlies will kind of claw that 8th seed and get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
Now, if Kyrie's healthy, this is completely different.
Kyrie's
Yeah.
healthy. The Mavs are probably in the playoffs.
Right.
Like maybe even
That's
7.
right.
But like,
Yeah.
it was kind of hard to pick.
Yeah.
But that is the play-in tournament. Those are our predictions. Obviously, we'll cover those games next week in next week's episode because they'll be done and gone by then. But let's get into the first round. So we're going to break this down by conference. So we'll start in what conference do we want to start in, boys?
Let's go East.
All right, so we'll start in the Eastern Conference. We'll just go for the first 4 games, and then the 3 of us will go there, and then we'll do the West next 3 or next 4, stuff like that. So, Antoine, the East bracket is on the screen.
Yeah.
Goes just straight top to bottom.
Okay, so Cavs will be over the Magic 4-0.
Oh, we got a sweep already. Crazy.
Yeah.
Next, we have Pacers over Bucks 4-2. That's 6
like it.
games.
I like it.
Next, we have Knicks and Pistons. Knicks over Pistons in 6 games.
Okay.
Lastly, we have Celtics over the Hawks 4-0.
2 sweeps in the first round. Okay. How do you feel about that, Gio?
I don't think we're going to see sweeps this year at all.
We might see one.
When?
I don't know. You have to find out.
Okay. So I got Cavs versus Bulls. I got Cavs in 5.
I thought he was going to say Bulls for a second.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Bulls in 7.
It's
No.
crazy.
Cavs in 5. I think Bulls get 1. That's it. Cavs are the better team, obviously. Then we got Pacers Bucks. I got Pacers in 7.
Okay,
Pacers in 7.
that's good. I think it goes 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not what I would do.
And I
They
think
always have a-
Giannis just
they always have a fun
flaws.
matchup.
Yeah, it's a good.
Dame might come back later on in the
Okay.
series, but that's if we don't know.
Okay, if Dame comes back, I don't know.
Who knows, bro?
Okay, Knicks versus Pistons. I got Knicks in 6.
Ooh,
Knicks in
okay.
6. And then
Bars.
Celtics versus Hawks. This might be that sweep, but nah, it's gonna be Celtics in 5.
That's fair.
Stop giving them one win. Let's
No,
just
bro.
show this-
Remember, the Celtics played the Hawks 2 years ago, and they wound up going 6 games
Yeah.
because they were idiots and they play with their food too much.
All right.
So, as for myself, so what I picked the Magic to get the 8th seed, right? So I have the Cavs and the Magic. I have the Cavs. I think I also have the Cavs sweeping. I'm gonna go with the Cavs 4-0. Pacers and Bucks. This is going to be a deeper series than we think, and I'm gonna go. If Dame comes back, it'll be Pacers in 7, but I'm gonna go Pacers in 6 over Milwaukee. I think just without Dame, the Bucks really have no shot here.
Yeah.
Knicks and Pistons. I have the Pistons in 7 games.
Nope. This is where we end. This is where we end the episode.
He said no.
Nope.
Purely,
You got Knicks in what?
he had Knicks in
Knicks in
6.
6.
This is purely because Landry Shamet's on the roster.
Yes.
He is
He's
the,
been playing good, man.
but he is the Game 7 curse. 2019 Philly,
What?
2020 Clippers, 2021 Nets,
That's why we have it.
2022 Suns. We're waiting for another one.
That's why we have it Knicks in 6, not 7.
Yes. Exactly.
So we don't have to go to 7 games.
I think the Pistons are going to win the series.
All right.
All right.
And then we have Celtics and Hawks. I got the Celtics in 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think I have the Pistons upsetting the New York Knicks, although it really won't be an upset if they win.
No, it's
But-
it's a scary series for us, but
Yeah.
I think we pull it out.
I don't know, bro.
I think we do, unless there's any injuries.
Not even if you're healthy, I still don't think they're going to do it.
All right. We'll
So
see.
I'll have to be proven wrong.
We'll see
by the
game
New
1
York Knicks.
Saturday.
So Antoine, let's get
Yeah.
into your West bracket.
All right. So Thunder and Grizz. Thunder over Grizz 4-1.
Okay.
That's 5. All right. Nuggets Clips. Nuggets over Clips in 6. Timberwolves Lakers.
This is
No.
good.
Oh
Yo.
shit! It's getting hot in here.
I have Timberwolves in 7.
Oh wow! All that you get Luca handed to you, and you're out in the first round. That's crazy.
That's
Rockets Warriors.
uh-huh.
This also goes to 7 games. And the winner will be the Golden State Warriors.
Wow!
Wowzers.
Wow! Party like it's 2023 with the upsets.
That's crazy.
This is not. We had a 6-7 2 years ago, and it was ironically the Warriors and the Lakers. But we're not going to see it happen. That's crazy.
work, bro.
How do you feel about that, Gio?
Not good.
Not good either. These playoffs are infinitely harder to predict
Yeah.
than last year's,
This
by
is
the way.
tough, man. I feel like
So tough.
that Rockets series and that Lakers series, those are tough series to pick.
Yeah.
Anyways, for my picks, I got Thunder beating the who did I have? The Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thunder beating the Grizzlies in 6 games, not 5 games.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then Nuggets. I have the Nuggets beating the Clippers in 6 games as well.
That's gonna be a tough series.
It will be.
It will be.
Like judging based on how the Clippers played against the Warriors the other day.
They just won their 8th game in a row.
Yeah, they're on a streak
They're
right now. But
17-3 in their last 20 games.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Lakers versus Timberwolves. I got the Lakers in 7.
Loser.
Okay.
Lakers in 7. I think LeBron and Luka, they're gonna find a way.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, that's going to be the most entertaining series in the first round.
I think so.
I think it's gonna be Nuggets Clippers.
Either or. I think
Both.
the
I mean, how about all of them
all
except for
of
the
them.
Thunder one?
The Thunder.
Yeah.
All of them, and then Rockets versus Warriors. Ooh wee, this is a series as well.
This is the hardest one to pick, bro, in the first
Oh my
round.
gosh, I still have it undecided right here,
Gotta pick, bro. Gotta push you for an answer.
dude.
Gotta give us something.
Let's go Rockets in 5.
Loser.
Oh, wow.
Loser.
Wow.
Crazy, I'm
5
crazy.
Nuts.
Rockets in 5. Let's go.
Okay.
Loser.
What? That's wild.
There's always that one series. It's like, oh, I didn't expect that.
Right,
You know,
like when
I
the
think it's.
I think Steph is going to be licking his mouth over that Nuggets. I mean, not Nuggets, the Rockets roster.
Oh, yeah?
So bad.
What?
What?
They're literally the second seed in the West.
I know. I'm joking.
That's
I'm
wild,
joking.
bro.
I'm joking.
That's crazy.
No, you're not joking. You're dead
But-
serious.
No, I think Steph's going to do really good in that series.
How about Steph is going to choke?
All right.
Oh, I mean, we'll just have to find
We'll
out.
have to find out, Gio.
Let's get into my bracket. So first round, got the Thunder and the Grizzlies. I got Thunder in 4. I don't think the Grizzlies have any chance. They don't even
Okay.
have a sniff at a win.
I gave him 2 games.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think they're winning a single game. Nuggets Clippers. This is a very, very tough series to pick. It's tough, man. I said last week I don't think the Nuggets will get out of the first round. They got one of the favorable matchups in this, out of the Western
They
Conference
do.
teams, but they still could lose the series. I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna go Nuggets in 7. I don't think it's gonna be particularly a convincing fashion. I think they just squeak it out. And for the Clippers, they won't choke a 3-1 lead this time. They'll just probably lose, game 6 and 7 or something like that.
Yeah.
Lakers and Timberwolves. Look, man, JJ Redick is really going to test Julius Randle. He's going to let him shoot. If he shoots the Timberwolves out of a playoff series again, I don't know what to say at this point. My heart really wants to go with the Timberwolves. I think I am going to agree with Gio, and I will say Lakers in 7.
Yeah.
I think it's the most likely. I just don't trust Julius Randle. And until he can prove me wrong, I'm not going to believe in him. That's kind of that. And then Rockets and Warriors. Toughest matchup in the first round by far. Rockets got the first laugh in the in-season tournament, the NBA Cup. The last time Steph was in this situation was against the Kings. Kings punched them right in the mouth, but the Warriors won the series. Does it happen again? I got the Rockets in 7.
Oh, wow. I like it. I like it, Tyler.
I think it's going to be a very competitive Western Conference playoffs.
It will be.
I think the Rockets just squeak it out.
Okay.
Because I think that Rockets team is better than that Kings team. And that Warriors team's about the same. I don't really get much of a difference. So,
All right.
so yeah, that is essentially that.
Okay.
So any questions, comments, concerns
No.
regarding the first round?
No concerns. I'm
Let's-
just
I
super
think-
excited, man.
Yeah. It's the West series are going to be the most entertaining ones.
I think the 2 middle series in the East also.
Yes, that too.
4,
Yeah,
5,
Pistons,
3, 6.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be good. So we'll just have to see.
All right.
Ready to get into the second round.
East semis.
Welcome to Embiid's ceiling, baby.
Okay.
Let's go.
East semis. All right. So Cavs and Pacers. I have Cavs in 6 games.
Okay.
And then we have Celtics and Knicks. I have the Celtics
Celtics.
in 5.
The Celtics is
Ooh-wee.
crazy.
Got no faith in your team.
Hey, bro, do you realize he's being generous? He gave the Knicks a game.
Yeah, I did.
Like that's crazy.
That's one MSG one.
I think actually they might win a pity game
Yeah.
at MSG in game 4 or something like that.
Dang.
Oh yeah, wait, that's the end of the second round. I forgot there's only
Yeah,
2
that's
games.
it. That's it.
I was gonna say, I'm like, wait, there's more games, no? I guess we could talk about the two picks, I guess, now since there's not enough games.
Yeah.
Cavs over Pacers. I'm gonna be fighting myself trying to pick a winner in that series.
Yeah, bro.
That's my worst. I was really hoping the Pacers got the 3 seed because I didn't have to make that decision.
Yeah.
But
What you
damn.
doing, Ty?
Well, you have to see later.
Ooh.
Knicks Celtics. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. That could be a sweep. I don't have
could
that.
be.
I don't have that matchup, but if I did, I would pick Celtics in 4. So
Oh yeah.
that's kind of that.
Oh wait, am I still up for West?
No, we were gonna go to we were just gonna
Go to
talk
me.
about your picks.
Oh.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Knicks versus Celtics.
No, it's Cavs game first.
Oh, Cavs
Yeah.
game for. All right, Cavs versus Pacers. I got Pacers
Yeah.
in
Loser.
7, baby. Let's go. Look, I already said I don't believe in the Cavs.
Yeah.
I think this is the series we're going to find out
Okay.
that, maybe the Cavs are frauds this whole year.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
All right.
I
So
guess.
that's this series. Tyler, you can hop on my bandwagon if you want. Up to you.
Okay.
Then we got the Knicks versus the Celtics. I got the Celtics in 6.
Thank you. One
Knicks
more game.
get 2 games.
That's fine.
Again, very generous of you.
Yeah.
Very generous.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a little crazy.
That's fine. I have nothing wrong
I
with
still don't think the Knicks take a game from Boston. I still don't even think the Knicks get to Boston, but
don't. Well, yeah, of course.
you know, what am I who am I to say?
What do you got?
All right, let's get this out the way. Good God. These are the 2 teams I'm like so high on. And the fact that one of them's got to go home in the second round, I don't feel good about at all. Cavs and Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do?
Tyler, just hop on my bandwagon, bro.
All right, let's get the easy one out of the way first. Pistons and Celtics in the second round. I think the Pistons will give the Celtics problems, but I don't think it. Here's the issue, right? There hasn't been a defending champion to get to the conference finals since 2019 when the Warriors did it. The other thing is Jaylen Brown just got an injection in his knee. And the Celtics lost to the Pistons a couple weeks ago without Cade Cunningham. So really both of these series are just going to be a pain in the ass for me to pick.
Yeah.
Does the prophecy finally break? That's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Are the Pistons last year's Pacers? That's the other question.
I think so.
I don't know. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to go Celtics in 6.
Yeah.
I think the East is bad enough where I think the Celtics will be fine without Brown if he doesn't play in some games like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
But if Brown gets hurt and he's out for the series, the Pistons win that series.
Wow. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah. I wouldn't
Look,
say
it's
that.
possible. It really
Sixth
depends.
man of the year on the team.
Yeah, they have so much depth.
Yeah.
He's not going to start though. He's going to come off the bench regardless.
Yeah.
Because they'll start White or Horford with
Right.
Porzingis. But I have the Celtics in 6. Oh boy, man,
I gotta push you for an answer here. Let's go.
I don't know, man.
Pacers, Cavs,
It's
bro.
Cavs.
I don't know because the thing is, I have the Pacers beating the Bucks in 7. I have the Cavs sweeping, so the Cavs are gonna be rested. But the Pacers
They'll be hot
are a pain in the ass.
and ready.
But Rick Carlisle's rotations suck.
Yeah, but he learned from last year.
I hope he did. I hope he did.
I'm trying to get him to pick the Pacers.
Yeah, I know.
Does Tyrese Halliburton's hamstrings hold up this time?
Ooh.
I'm scared. I don't know who to pick.
Tyrese is hot right now.
Again-
it's Cavs.
When the Nuggets won the championship in 2023, they were not very good in their last couple months because they were coasting. They had locked up the 1 seed. They were getting ready,
Which is what they're doing right now.
which is what the Cavs are doing.
Okay. So
Donovan,
just go with the Cavs, bro.
Donovan Mitchell's yet to make it out of the second round, though.
Ooh, he's bringing up a lot of good points right now.
Oh,
What's your
no,
gut?
I
What's your
don't
gut telling
like.
you?
I don't like it. My heart wants to tell me the Pacers. My mind wants to tell me the Cavs.
So what's the gut saying?
The gut is saying yes. I don't know. This is my worst nightmare.
Flip a coin.
This
bro.
is genuinely my worst nightmare. I genuinely don't know because I think the Cavs have what it takes to win it all. I think the Pacers do as well. I don't know if the Pacers have enough gas in the tank.
You want to go risky or you want to go safe?
I mean, here's my thing. I had the Pacers making the finals in the preseason. So if the Pacers do make the finals, I'm still good. Right?
I guess.
I guess the Cavs. You know what? I picked Joe Mazzulla as a safety net in case the Cavs were good. The Pacers are going to be my safety net this year. I have the Cavs in 7 games. I didn't want to do it.
Done it.
I didn't want to do it, but I don't know. I'm second guessing myself now.
Shouldn't have
This is
done it. It's
hard,
too late.
man.
You already said it. You already said it. It's too late.
I'll come back to it.
Yeah.
Cavs in 7.
All
Right.
right.
As of right
Okay.
now, I have Cavs in 7. It's pending.
All right.
But,
All right,
you know,
Anthony, what do you got?
I'll finalize that in a bit. But let's go to the West.
Yeah, West semis, Thunder and Nuggets. Thunder in 6.
Okay.
Timberwolves Warriors. This is a 7-game series again.
These boys are going to be exhausted.
And this will be in favor of Minnesota.
Back-to-back conference finals. So Cat wasn't the problem.
Well, Anthony Edwards is there.
Yeah, but he was there last year.
Well,
So, yeah.
listen, you ride the hot wave.
Trade that did need to be made, I guess. So, bye-bye with it.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Thunder versus Nuggets. Nuggets in 7. Thank you very much.
Oh, my God. He's
Yes,
being
sir.
risky.
Yes,
There's no way
sir.
that's happening.
This guy, bro.
Look, Thunder. Look, they're out. They're out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then Lakers versus Rockets. Lakers in 6. Handily take care of the Rockets.
Okay.
Rockets get 2 though.
Yeah.
All right.
Not too bad.
No.
All right, I'm going to have an easier time on this side of the bracket, thankfully. Thunder versus Nuggets. Again, there's another prophecy on the line here. An MVP has not made it out of the second round since 2019. And SGA, I think, is a little bit on the more fortunate side this year because the Nuggets are just not what they used to be, I guess, in the sense of they're not, they lost a little bit of identity. And I have them beating the Clippers in 7. They're going to be tired. You know what? I'm going to put the pressure on because when I picked the Nuggets last year, they lost. And I always am a jinx to myself. So I think I'm going to pick the Thunder in 6 games to get past Denver because, look, the Nuggets could easily lose to the Clippers. I just don't trust them.
Right.
I don't trust the Thunder either, but they're going to be rested and they're going to be healthy.
Right.
So I'm going to pick the Thunder in 6.
Okay.
On the other end, the Lakers and the Rockets. It's going to be a really good series.
I don't think so.
I think it will. I think it's going to be a good series. But at the end of the day, like I said, someone needs to step up on Houston. I just don't see it happening. And I think the Lakers' free throw differential is really going to come in handy here.
Yeah.
I have the Lakers in 7 games.
Okay.
And I have them, unfortunately, going back to the conference finals. Yay.
All right.
So that's the second round wrapped up.
Yeah.
Conference finals time, baby. Let's go. Antoine, begin.
Okay, so we have 1 and 2. Cavs Celtics. This is where the dream season for the Cavs ends.
Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Celtics in 6.
Beautiful.
Celtics. You got the Cavs taking 2 games, though.
Celtics in 6, baby. Let's go.
Okay.
I got Celtics and Pacers. Celtics, they're just too good. I think they're just too stacked. So it's going to be 6. Celtics in 6.
Celtics in 6. Okay. All right. Well, I kind of have I'm kind of fighting between 2 matchups here. It's either Cavs and Celtics or Pacers and Celtics. You want to know the ironic thing? I think they're both going to be Boston.
Wow.
I think if Cleveland makes it, I think I would go Cleveland in 7. I would go Pacers in 6.
Wow.
All right.
That's the thing. I easily
Might as well go with Pacers.
I easily
Make your
would
pick.
I easily would have had the Pacers beating Boston in the second round.
So what's your pick here?
I believe in both the Pacers and the Cavs.
No, but you have to pick.
Ay, ay, ay,
pushing you
bro.
for a pick, bro.
Why are you doing this to me?
I have to.
You gotta
make-
decide on the
I
series.
have to have a pick here. Come on, Ty. Just go with the Pacers. I know your gut is telling you the Pacers.
My gut is telling me the Pacers, but my gut's also telling me the Cavs.
No.
This Cavs team is a team of destiny.
Neglect the Cavs, please.
No, because you're a hater.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a weird little hater. Go away.
Exactly.
So for now, I'm still gonna stick with Cleveland.
Okay.
I got Cleveland.
No, you can't say for now.
I'm gonna still say for now.
No. Okay, fine.
Cleveland in 7
Let
games.
it slide.
Cleveland in 7.
So Cleveland going to the NBA Finals.
Okay.
Bring it back to the other side in the West, Antoine.
All right. Thunder and Wolves. Under in 6.
I don't think that's how you pronounce it. No. Thunder in 6. Okay. I guess.
I got the Nuggets versus the Lakers in the conference finals.
Why do we have this again?
Nuggets versus
I'm
what?
so sick of these.
Lakers.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
over this matchup. I'm over it. I'm over it.
And the Lakers win in 6 games.
So you got Lakers and Celtics?
Yeah.
Finals? That's what the NBA wants.
That's
And
what the
that's what I
casuals
need.
want.
And the casuals.
Lakers and Celtics.
I am a
Wild.
casual. I am
Yeah.
quite a casual.
Yeah, you're the casual fan. Get out of here.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is wild. I have what? I have the Thunder and the Lakers, right? Mm-hmm.
Go Lakers, bro.
I hate both of these teams with a burning passion.
But you know the Lakers are going to be the Thunder. You know that. Luka has the Thunder's number.
My problem, though, is the size on the Lakers. Like I said, you could get away with Jackson Hayes in the first 2 rounds. Conference finals is where I start to wonder, like, is this right? Is this working for me? So I got a 7-game series.
Who's going to get the whistle in the series? I think that's who wins.
They both get the
But who's
whistle.
going to get more?
Look, the Lakers overwhelmingly got the whistle against the Nuggets, and they only won 1 game in 2 years.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Thunder in 7 games. I have the Thunder going to the NBA Finals.
So Thunder and Cavs for you.
So basic.
For now. For now.
So we have our finals now.
The
Okay.
NBA Finals.
You had Cavs beating Celtics in 6?
7.
7. So 7 and 7 for both conference finals.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got Thunder Celtics. All right. SGA, UFC, KFC, Celtics in 6.
This is insane.
That's wild.
Celtics in 6, and your MVP is Jason Tatum.
He finally gets his finals MVP before turning 20. How about that? That is insane.
Celtics get the back-to-back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm the fun guy. I got the Lakers
That's
and
not
Celtics.
fun at all.
You're
That's
such a
fun.
loser.
not
You're
fun
such
at
a
all.
loser.
Fun. If you guys don't think that's fun, you guys are stupid.
You're
It's
such
not.
a loser.
It's literally Tatum, Brown versus LeBron and Luka. Are you kidding me? I,
mean-
don't care what teams they're playing for.
I personally find the Lakers boring.
You're such a
but now that they have Luka and Braun
I
and
still
Reed,
find the Lakers boring. All they do is
Come on,
cry to the
bro.
refs all game. That's all they do.
come on.
I don't like
You're
like
such a
watching the
loser,
Lakers.
bro.
And Austin Reeves is one of the coolest players. To
Oh
watch.
my god.
He's so fun to watch.
He's
right?
a foul baiter, bro.
Oh gosh,
I'm
All right.
good. I'm
Anyways, I'm the fun guy, so I got
Yeah.
the Lakers versus the Celtics in the finals. I got the Celtics winning in 7 games. It'll be a nail biter series. Every single game is going to be down to the wire. So
Okay.
Every single game. That's
every
pretty.
single game.
Every single game. That's what the Lakers do. They always are in competitive sweeps and stuff like that. So, my finals, the Wizards and the Jazz. No, I'm playing. It's either the Cavs and Pacers against the Thunder.
No, we're not doing this.
No, it's
We're
the
not doing
Cavs.
this. You have to make your pick here.
All right, you know what? You want to be fun?
Yeah,
Pacers and Thunder
you.
in the finals.
thank you. I knew you had it in you, Tyler.
So we'll retreat back to the second round. Pacers against Cavs in 7.
Yeah.
Pacers over the Celtics in 6.
Yes.
I got the Pacers and the Thunder in the NBA Finals.
Who wins?
Ay. This would be a fun series. SGA versus Hallie. You got Chet versus Miles Turner. You got Siakam and what's his face, Lou Dort, and all those guys. Look, here's my thing. I think I like the Pacers' chances against most teams in the West, right? I would have taken them against the Warriors. Again, I would have taken them against the Rockets, the Wolves, the Lakers. The only 3 teams I was questionable about was the Clippers, Nuggets, and Thunder. Because they have the size to combat Indiana's lack of size. And that's where my issue with Indiana kind of entails. So that's where I was of the essence, where I actually do think Cleveland would easily beat OKC in the finals. I think Cleveland would probably win that in 5 or 6 games. But here, I genuinely don't know. I think both teams are sort of like evenly matched in the sense of OKC's already got just the team that they are. Indiana's just really sneaky and can kind of do anything they want.
They have
regard.
opposing strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly.
Like Indiana's strength is OKC's weakness, and OKC's weakness is Indiana's strength.
But they both have great benches. And that's where it's tough. And at the end of the day, it's really tough for me to try and call it. So you know what I'm going to do? We're going to retreat back to the second round. We're going to bring the Cavs back in. And I have the Cavs in 6 games winning the NBA Finals. So
You really didn't want to give that to SGA, huh?
no,
No.
I do not.
Okay.
He's lucky he's getting to the conference finals, let alone the finals. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. The Cavs Pacers, I tweeted it out. Whoever wins that series is going to win it all.
Okay.
So basically, you'll see Cavs or Pacers will hold the Larry O'Brien Trophy at the end of the season. And if the Cavs win it, I actually think Evan Mobley's going to be Finals MVP.
Wow.
Because Donovan Mitchell sucks against the Thunder.
Wow.
Like, we know this. And then who's your Finals MVP?
Tatum.
Tatum?
Yeah.
You don't think it's going to be Derek White? No. You don't think it's going to be Joe Mazzulla? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, imagine.
But
Nah,
yeah.
JT.
Look, I usually have my stuff prepped, but I was always shaky on this series, and I really just didn't know. So I apologize for the confusion on the edit. Just know that the Cavs or Pacers will win the finals this year. Don't worry.
Okay.
So I guess if I were to choose, it would be Pacers in 7.
Yeah.
I have the Pacers out in the first round if we're lucky.
Yeah, it's kind of why I'm more leaning towards the Cavs because Milwaukee could knock them out.
Yes. Exactly.
So again, I have the preseason pick as my safety net. So I will stick with Cleveland. I'll ride the wave with the Cavs, and I think it'll be another one seed finals.
Yeah.
So yeah, amid some confusion, that wraps up our 2025 NBA playoff predictions. Let us know down in the comments what you all think, who you got winning, and everything of that nature. Guys, do you have any final thoughts, comments, concerns? Any one bold prediction you want to make for the playoffs?
No, not right now.
Yeah.
No.
I guess my bold prediction would be the Pacers winning.
Yeah, that's pretty bold.
So
Mine was probably Timberwolves conference finals.
I think Knicks making it past the first round is kind of the boldest,
It's not a bold
to be
take.
honest.
No, I don't think. I think
So-
they should win that.
I don't know, bro.
They will win that.
How sure are you? I guess
I'm like
Like
85% sure.
I'm like 65.
I have the Pistons just edging them out. Pause in 7.
No.
So I give the Knicks like a 48% chance to win.
Okay. We will have to see. It'll be an exciting playoffs this year. I think this is the most I've ever been invested in the playoffs. So
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, please watch every game, Joe.
I think I will not. I don't
How
think
do
I'll
you know
watch
what's
every
going
single
on?
game, but I'll watch most of them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of episode number 53 of the Floor Spacer podcast. Gio, you know what time it is. For those that are still with the flow, what do they comment at home?
Loser.
Comment down sweep because we're not going
Loser.
to see any of those this year.
What would you do? What will you do if the Pistons sweep the Knicks?
Oh gosh, I'll give you all my money.
No.
Hand it
Why,
over.
why can't they comment loser?
Because the Knicks are.
Ooh.
Yeah. No. Winner.
Here you go.
Okay.
Winner of a free trip to Cancun. Let's go. So, but yeah, obviously, we'll keep tabs on the playoffs this week.
Yeah.
Of course.
Next week we'll cover the play-in. We'll cover some of the first round, obviously, because I think 2-3 games will be played for some of them.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of have to go from there. We'll obviously do predictions fresh for each round as they happen. And that will be that. So if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, get us to 6K. We're on Spotify audio platforms. Give us 5 stars, answer the polls, all that good stuff. Follow our socials at Floor Spacer Pod on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff down below. If you are on, I lost my train of thought. Our personal socials are here. So go get you to 1 million Instagram followers. Discord server hopefully is out next week, so be on the lookout for that. Sorry for the delay. We apologize profusely. And guys, do we have anything else to say for the viewers before we head on for the week?
Lou Dort, child support. What is it?
He already fucked it up. It's divorce court. Divorce court, child support, Lou Dort.
Okay, I'm going to make one for the Knicks.
You could have
I
said
don't
something
know.
better. You could be like airport.
JB,
Yeah.
Cat, McHale, Knicks in 5.
What?
What? Knicks losing in 5. Yeah.
To the Celtics, not in the first round.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, we hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. We love you all endlessly. Fuck Nico Harrison. Also, let us know down in the comments, Cavs or Pacers, what are we thinking? And we'll see you all next week in episode number 54. Peace out.
The Lakers weren't even in final talks until that trade. That's funny that Gio has them now.